Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I see we got Frosted Beard and Evo straight away. Lovely to see you all. It is Wednesday, and that means it is time for some good old Warframe. And here we are back up on the Orbiter. Evo coming in straight away with fastest Zephyr in the West for the picker frame. Well, thank you, Evo. We're going to use Zephyr a little bit today then, I suppose. But as you can see, I have got Sevagoth here in all his shining glory. So we're going to be using a lot of him today. And Cup is slowly loading as Ken furiously trying to finish his warm-up cup. I've got my cuppa right here. Oh no, that loading up bit there is just me making sure everything's actually working behind the scenes before we get going. And yes, indeed, I have had a new haircut. I have finally, after quite some time, had a haircut. I've created a command specifically for this because I know it's going to come up a lot. So if you do exclamation haircut, you've got my entire answer there for you. I've created the command specifically for that because I know. But yes, indeed. So we are going to be seeing a lot of this bad boy today. I have completed the quest already. This is indeed the new Warframe Time Reaper, absolutely. Sevagoth is the latest and a very good Warframe, so I hear, and so he seems to be so far. So we're going to be enjoying a fair amount of that. As I've done the quest already, if you do want to see the quest, see my playthrough of that one, it is available on the Kenjinia Extras, that's on the replay channel. You just hit that one there, boom, there we go. So that'll give you the ability to have a look at that. It's not got any commentary or anything, it's just straight up the mission as played by yours truly, if you do want to catch up on that. I figured let's get that out of the way because we want to see the Warframe itself, we want to see what's going on with him. And yeah, I straight up purchased him with Platinum. I was not going to wait 3 full days just for the frame to build after the 12 hours for the parts, plus the part farming. Not happening. I want him today, so I got him. So that's what we're going to be working through on. Ignore the fact that I've got the Axagara Prime equipped. That was for testing things. That was testing some weird and interesting things. I will have a look more into that at some point, but we need to switch over to the much more standard weaponry right now. That's going to be a mere Kuva. No, not the Kuva Seer. I thought that was a Kuvanuka. Oh, there's the Kuvanuka. So we need the Kuvanuka, and we need to have Zephyr, because that's what has been decided by Evo. Hello, Vonu as well. Sisters below. Oh, yeah. Oh, shanty indeed in it. And we're going to need... There we are. Bow for first mission? Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Bow only. But there's blooming mission at the start. Let's see, what is it we've got? So we've got Exterminate bow only. We've got Exterminate again on Pluto instead with Physical Enhancement. And then Assassination on Deimos Radiation Hazard. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That could be interesting. That's... Kill, and kill the boss. This is basically a dungeon crawl, isn't it? Well then, let's crawl through the dungeon. I'm going to switch this to public, so now you can join in if you are looking to do that, if you're on PC and would like to make this happen. Radlephantis is tasty? Yeah, just a bit. Let's grab a bow. I'm going to grab Dread, because I know I use the Brahma pretty much every single time when it comes to a bow sortie. This time I'm going to do Dread. Have I got it reasonably modded? This actually doesn't seem too bad, does it? We're going to be against Infestors. The Bane of Grenade doesn't work, does it? No. Let's put something else in that slot. What can we do? Invite says Beard? Yeah, let's do that straight away. There you go. So, let's see. What can we put into there? I mean, I could go for Bane of Infested. But what other options do we have here? I could go for the status chance. Do I really want to bump up the status more like that? You know what? I actually kind of do. But it's just saying, damn, I hope I get this downloaded soon. I haven't seen any of the quests, so I'm excited. That's also part of the reason I am not streaming the quest, because if you want to enjoy it for yourself, you don't have to click away from the stream. I'm not going to spoil that for you. If you do want to see the quest either before or after you've done it, it's going to be on the replays channel. It's already on the replays channel, I should say, but it won't be on stream. Save you on that a little bit, because there are some interesting bits. It's not my favourite quest, I will be honest. It's an okay quest, but it's there. Yes, let's go with Dread, and if I am doing that, let's make this a little bit saucier. Evo saying, quest look like is part of Railjack. I'm going to translate that. Quest looks like it uses your Railjack. Yes, it does. it is pretty much railjack missions. Corpus ones. Alright, let's see. I'm not going to mess with this build. Let's make a new build because I'm gonna mess around with something. Part of the reason I picked this bow, I'm going to mess around with it. I'm going to do this. Already probably confusing some of you as to what the hell I'm doing, although those of you on the clan Discord know exactly what I'm doing. So let's go those. Let's get some defenses going. So yeah. Let's just go for our usual prime continuity. Let's get some prime flow in here because we just want all of the energy. Let's get a streamline because we want to keep it cheap. Jetstream. No, we don't need jetstream. I did get the passive remover, so I am going to consider using... Nah, never mind. I won't use that this time. All you want is more story? Well, it has got some story in there. It's not got huge amounts of story for you to actively enjoy. I'll be quite honest, a lot of the story is told rather than done, but there is story. There is absolutely story. Like I say, not my favourite quest, but as Beard loves hearing me say, it is what it is. I'm gonna up the range on this one a little bit. So let's grab Stretch, let's grab Augur Reach. I'm gonna put you into here because I've not really got a lot of V polarities I want to be using on this build. I would like to have some basic defenses. Let's just grab Vitality because why not? Oh wait, that can go into here. There we go. Leaves us to one slot, either V or otherwise. Honestly, I'm not really sure what I'll put there. Let's go for an Equilibrium. Equilibrium's a nice shout. Let's go with that one for now. And Arcanes, we're going to go Energize because you know more energy is going to be great. And we are going to go for... None of these are really going to be great for me. I'm going to go Consequence. That should do the trick. And because I'm doing all of this, let's switch back to Huin. A very bright red and black. Do you have to build a railjack? Yes, you must have a railjack to do the quest. Hello, Evo. You can't do the quest without a railjack, so get yourself a railjack. You can either buy them with plat from the marketplace now, or you can just build one. The requirements have been drastically reduced. The stats of your railjack basically do not matter for the quest, so don't worry about that. Grab yourself a Seeker Volley off someone, and you're good to go. Alright, I think I have done enough messing around to do this setup. This may or may not work. It's probably not going to work because in exterminations people tend to go a little bit ham. Yeah, so I'm not going to get much opportunity to make this work, but I've given myself the opportunity to make this work. It's something I'm trialing out, but it's definitely an anti-synergy build, this one. The more players you have in the squad, the less well it works. And we have an Atlas Prime joining us. Interesting. Atlas Prime with a die cube. Ooh. Okay then. Don't worry, buddy. As I said, the requirements for Railjack have come down. It's a lot easier to get them, certainly than it was at release.
The infestation has corrupted all life.
Let's pop on that good old defenses. Now, I'm waiting for my dog to do the bit that I need the dog to do, so I'm just keeping an eye around. There we go. Which one was it? Which one is it? There it is. Missed. Might already be dead. Damn it. The infested are hard to track with a bow. And also, my shield does absolutely nothing against the infested. So Evo, you've really done me a disservice here. Really, really done me a disservice. Oh, but I'll take the big shinies. Hello. What I'm keeping an eye out for is a faint blue marker above enemies' heads, and the fact that it's faint blue pisses me off no end. It is the biggest problem with this build, and I'll explain more about what build I'm actually talking about when I get it to work. Stop chasing me, you gremlins. Where are my tornadoes? I cast tornadoes right on them and they've gone somewhere else. Oh, come off it. Just gonna have to clear up some of this fodder. Alright, nice open space. I can work with this a lot better. Right, I never actually cast tornadoes. I must have accidentally hit 3. There's tornadoes. Come on. Oh, I keep mistaking that taxon for the symbol. That is a very blue-looking taxon. Nope, nope, no sign of them. Right. That one got yeeted. Is this the way? I think this is the way. You weren't expecting a 30 gig update? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a big old update. Absolutely. Well, that Brahmin just deleted everything around here. No interesting stuff for us. Ah, there it is. There we go. There we go. Alright, cool. That would have been a better demonstration except for suddenly stuff. That was exactly what we want to have happen. It looks a lot better against the Grineer, so I'm going to have to showcase this properly in a bit. Oh, hello. That one's a problem. A problem that ran off the map. Okay. Is that it gone? I hope that's it gone. Keeping my eye out for that faint little blue symbol, which is not going to happen. Alright, lots of enemies here. Come on. It's only going to be one of them, and I have to find it within 12 seconds. Makes this a little bit difficult. And if someone else kills it, it doesn't help. It actually... Nope. There it is. Okay. Yes! You may have noticed there, I fired one shot and all of a sudden everything died. At least in the near vicinity. I'll show you what that actually is doing in a little bit. But yeah, that confirms for me, it does not work very well when you got someone with a Brahma running around, but you know, that was kind of expected. So now that we have entertained Evo's Zephyr time, let's get back to the main frame of today. Let's get back to Sevagoth. As you can see, I've already formed Sevagoth because Sevagoth needs it. They start with no aura polarity, which I really do not understand. The last frame to have been released into the game with no aura polarity was in fact Necros Prime, and prior to that it was Necros Standard. The last other frame to be introduced, well, second to last, that was Protea. Protea came with a universal aura polarity. So I really don't understand why DE decided to just shortchange Sevagoth. Especially considering we're already using enough Former to also upgrade his Shadow form and his claws. That's quite a lot of Formers. The claws which come with no innate polarities. We'll get into that later as well. Let's do some Sevagothing. We've got another Exterminate mission here. For people that spend 4K Platinum Formers, well, yeah, that's they're certainly equipped for it, aren't they? And they're gone. Oi, you, get off me. Now, have I... Is this the build? No, this is a steel charge build. Whoops. Oh well. My dog is not going to be helping on this mission. Aren't we all here? We're all here. Pop this, pop that. And we're good, alright. How we're looking. 26 of the kills so far. Yep. Sevagoth can get a couple kills. Let's get a couple more. Can I fit through this? Come on. There we go. Yes, I can fit through. That's fine. Oh, not this way, that way. So this is Sevagoth's gimmick, as it were. Sevagoth has a secondary shadow form, which is all about exalted melee, and is not weak at it either. This form has its own set of abilities, so you got 3 abilities for the standard form, 3 abilities for the shadow form. The 4th is you switch between them. You charge up the form, and then you have the ability to unleash it. Equinox all over again? Yes, but actually no. Equinox you can switch between forms, but you don't mod those forms separately. The shadow form has its own modding, including its own aura. Like, I've got Steel Charge on both of them, so that's not a good example right now, but yes, I could have, say, Steel Charge on this one, but then Corrosive Projection on the other one. It also means you can have entirely different abilities. Strength, efficiency, the whole works. So it's more like what Equinox would be in the modern day, I suppose. It sounds like we're about to have a Juggernaut to deal with. That'll be a good test, except I've just run out of the Shadow. Darn. Let's quickly charge it up again then, shall we? Okay, so I died there. Don't know if you noticed that. The effect of me dying is I then have to reap souls to come back to life. Which I succeeded in. Well, that thing got murdered. So yeah, I didn't pay attention with my very low health. Didn't matter. Survived. Wow, 2 people went down here. Oh no, pet and a person went down here. Let's fix that. So similar to how Inaros can save himself from death, so can Sevagoth. There is a lot of toxin going around. Holy hell. That thing's flying around very quickly. That's still B. You can guide it with aiming, which is pretty sinister. It goes from slowly hovering to, alright, streaking, screaming death ghost. However, I have not charged up enough to use my fourth again, so we'll just sit and wait. We haven't killed enough enemies, guys. I don't know how, but we've not killed enough enemies. Please tell me I have not got the same bug as you get with Revenant. Alright, we're good. There is a bug with Revenant in Exterminates where if you kill enemies with Reeve, it doesn't count towards the enemies killed a lot of the time, and you can get to the end of the mission with no more enemies left and just have to abort. I've had that happen. It sucks. But no, it does not seem to be the case here. We were just a bit too fast at moving. No, it's the map says Evo, yeah. Yeah, this build I've got is a little bit greedy. It's a very high strength build and very low in the defenses in that it has none. So I'm going to quickly fix that for this assassination. Let's have a quick lookerino here. Yeah, no defenses whatsoever on this one. Let's see what I want to swap out to make it where I can defend. You're going to have to wait, Yoshi. Yeah, I've got adaptation on here. I'm going to switch that over to Rolling Guard. Just for the time being, I'm going to make that as my only defensive change right now. Let's see how it goes. You've been playing this map on Exterminate, always have to wait for more enemies. Yeah. Some maps just be like that. Alright then, let's get cracking. Now this one is a radiation hazard, and Sevagoth does not really have an answer for that, so let's hope this goes okay. It probably won't, but let's hope. Let's go. Oh. And what I'm going to do as well, I should have the energy for it. I'm going to cast Gloom. This creates a slowing aura with lifesteal. You see, all the enemies are stupidly slow now. That thing that went past me was not an enemy. The downside is it also has a stupidly high energy drain. So let's turn that off now. That was basically all of my energy. Now, I'm not making it any easier for myself because I am also using Blind Rage. That's because the slow can get all the way up to 95% slow. Slowing the enemies down 20 times over. But you need a lot of strength. So it's a trade-off. As these things often are. Trying to gain enough soul energy for my 4th again. Oh wow. Alright. Well, that's a problem. Oh, I mean revive, thank goodness. Yeah, I didn't see that toxin proc hit me and then I just died. Here we go. Alright then, Lephantis fight. Let's do it. I don't have enough souls for the shadow form, so we'll just have to deal with it. Bad thing is there's quite a few hit points. Can I affect these guys with this? It looks like I can. That's good. Oop. This is not ideal for boss fights. That's a lesson we're learning straight away. Can I get you through there? Nope, you get stuck on the barrier. Darn. Also not useful to me. No, my pet! My pet is outside of bounds. God damn it. There we go, I've got enough. Come on, expose that weak spot for me. I'm just going to lose my pet, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to say outright, Sevagoth is not suitable for this. Oh, we're getting some hits in. We got some hits. We managed to get that tiny little position needed. Let's switch out of that form. Kuhn has died. Rip. Roll out of that. Where's the health mote? There's the health mote. Grabbed it. Where are they all? Oh, there you go. Looks like we're just onto this one head, which is good. There we go, so we get knocked down to the lower floor now. So far, so good on the radiation front, it seems. Let's see if I can apply that to it. Doesn't seem to want to get affected by it, does he? Yep. No, didn't seem to want to take that. But we can just shoot it. Which is what the Foreman is very good at. Come on. One more. There it is. That one should be low. There it is. It's just this ugly fella. Oh, I can't get through there, it seems. Ah! Hello, Mighty LX. How are you doing today? That thing is definitely going to smack me in the face, isn't it? Here it comes. Roll out of it. Are we Dark Souls now? Roll to live. I can't roll again. Jumped over it. Still alive. You... No, don't knock me down. There it is. Ah! Alright, ghost form it is. And I got revived, it's fine. Just about to make some dinner. Oh, you got the beef. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Let's get out of here. I shouldn't have taken that lift. I'm sorry, guys. Let me bring that back down. My bad. One thinking. I mean, I know you can just fly out of there, but still. Come on. There we are. Right, it looks like some people have flown out of there. Yes, they have. Send that down there. I'll give me some soul reaping. Although I don't need it because re-extraction. How's my day been? It's been good. Mostly been focusing on learning more about Sevagoth here. As well as the new Void Storms, which we'll be looking at later in the stream too. And we got a mod drop chance booster. Way, what a very meh reward. Yeah, I agree, Beer. That's very meh. Woohoo from extra mods and extra endo, you know? Because we need so much of that these days. GG's. That's that mission all sorted with. Let's have a further look at this. The defences are lacking on this build, and those defences are a problem, so we do need more of those. 720%, 727, sorry, percent accuracy. Wow, Beard. Chill. So this is the build that I've been looking at so far, but the lack of defences is absolutely devastating for him. So we do need to work on that. I've been focusing on going for the very high strength, as the whole idea is to make this as strong as possible and this as strong as possible, and these also benefit nicely from the strength. At what cost? Now I am going for efficiency as well in this to try and keep the overall casting reasonable. If I lose, say, fleeting expertise, I mean, this still has a reasonable drain, but the cast on these gets so much higher. I think I'm going to have to try looking at it from that side. Because I don't want to be losing this strength. That strength is what makes this powerful. Let's see if we switch on there and over to the shadow form. And I'm not sold on the colours on this. I'm going to keep doing some tinkering. I'm not sold on the colours for him, but the main one, I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with how he looks. The shadow, let's have a look here. You see, we've got an entirely different Warframe mod set here, so you can do pretty much as you damn well please. I've actually got some capacity spare on this. So I have gone for the tank on this side of things. So I've got Vitality, Adaptation, and Steel Fiber together. Part of that is because the Shadow Form comes with a lot more innate armor, so this actually goes up nicely. And then I've gone for a range build. You don't need strength on it for his claws. So the claws scale off the main form, not the Shadow Form strength. So the strength for this actually comes down to the damage of Consume and the damage vulnerability on Death's Harvest, which I found not an issue. So yeah, that's why I've gone for the low strength. I've gone for the high range, or the greater range on Embrace, the greater range on Consume, the greater range on Death's Harvest. All of those work off of range, especially Embrace, holy hell. So having that extra range I feel is a good thing here. And then the efficiency is overall a nice idea of what to have, as it just makes these a lot cheaper to cast. You don't want to be focusing too much on your energy in this form, I think. So yeah, I'm quite satisfied with the shadow side of things. I feel like this one's okay. We've got Arcane Strike as well to buff up the attack speed. It's all just down to this side, so that Vitality on top of the Rolling Guard will give him a lot more to work with, I think. Still might end up also needing adaptation. I've got Steel Charge on here. That's given me a huge bonus in the available capacity, which is why I've gone for Steel Charge. Because the only other aura that can do that is Power Donation, and that's losing strength. That kind of defeats it. So I don't know on this. Really not too sure the build direction I want to be taking him. I say losing the strength just seems like a terrible idea. I'm already down a tiny bit to be able to fit in things like Vitality, Flow, and Rolling Guard, which means Gloom's gone down from 95 to 88% slow. And then that may not sound like a lot, but that means the enemies go from 5% to 12% of their potential speed, so they're more than twice as fast, losing that little bit of strength from, say, August Secrets down to here. That's a huge deal. That is. We'll have a look more at this as we go. I've got Grace Energize, so that'll stack with the Vitality Rolling Guard. Do we stick with Rolling Guard? Yeah, stick with Rolling Guard. Being able to just delete procs is a big deal. I'm going to keep that. The only other step from here would be to then, say, drop out Augur Message for more defensive stuff, and that's going to eat into this duration. Going to make this more expensive, going to make that less long, that less long. Mainly it's the expense on this. If I take that out now... Oh, okay, actually it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Can I put in... Ooh. We'll put in just a little bit for now. Well, how much difference does that make? Ooh. We start at 26.8. Go up to 33.5. That's nothing. Okay, that's not helping. That's gonna need more former, basically. More former. Yeah. Oop. In the meantime then, what I can do is Vitality slightly down ranked, which is why I keep a down ranked copy, and then I can fit adaptation. Let's do that. Let's do that. Alright, yeah, I'm satisfied with that. It is time for us to go to space. Even though it's mostly a space game, but you know what I mean. We're going to have a look at the good old Void Fissures in space, the Void Storms. And let's just take it all the way up to the top. Let's go straight into a skirmish on the Veil. Now, I want to make sure we don't get a sentient one. That's effort we don't want to handle. Good, we won't. Evo's leaving? Ah yes, Evo, you don't like Railjack, do you? Let's take this into Void Storm. Actually, no, before I do that, we're going to switch this out of public. Oh, goodbye, Beard. Beard? I was going to say, we'll switch this out of public because we can do it with us guys where we can actively focus on doing this correctly, because right now, doing it in a public squad almost guarantees you will not open your relic. And that is a terrible problem. That is an incredible problem. So we need to figure out a way around this as a squad. Solo, there's no problem. Solo, you easily open it. And I think it's the way that DE have coded how fissures spawn. If I had to make an educated guess, it's trying to spawn on all the different players throughout the mission. But most of the time, players aren't in a position eligible for fissures to happen, so they just don't happen. But you've got very little time of people being around the enemies then, so as a result of that, the fissures don't spawn often enough to get the corrupted enemies to get all the reactant. It's just not trying. Evo saying all my Void Storms are locked except for the first one. How do you mean? How could it be locked? And yeah, that's alright, Beard, we'll see you in a few minutes. Saskia saying, the new quest was a bit short but had good atmosphere, very good music. and good evening to you as well. You're right, it was actually rather short. I'm surprised at how short the quest was. The atmosphere of it, nah. Music, it had one interesting shanty, but then that felt very, very forced. So I'll be very honest with you, I'm not satisfied with the quest. It's okay at best, in my opinion. Okay at best. Too quickly. I'm not going to summarize it at this point because it's only just come out. There are some of you who've not already done the quest. I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, I'm not overly satisfied with it. Devo's not doing anything Railjack related. I can't actually access this with us. So I'm going to do a solo one then. Or someone can join in whilst I'm going through it if you have the means and ability to do so. I'll show you how it works on this side. Guess you like the song enough to compensate? I think that's what DE was hoping for, to be quite honest. I really do. Oh, I haven't done this with Sevagoth so far. I've only ever done this with Lavos. Let's see if I can make this work. And if not, you get to laugh. Because I lack energy. Yeah, I've got decent guns. Yeah, the gun should be sufficient for now. I have got enough energy for a single shatter burst, but I don't think that's really going to help me. Oh, Void Storm is right on top of us. Let's move away from that because that is a problem. Lavos can tank it, other stuff can't. Too short and good music, better than too long and boring. Well, that's the definition of two, is that it's more than it should be. So yeah, too long is a problem. Too boring is a problem, absolutely. A single good track does not make a quest, in my opinion, though. A single track which you are sat in effectively a semi-interactive cutscene whilst the track plays does not a quest make. Again, not satisfied. I'm not expecting them to recreate the entirety of the quest line. Everything all in one, of course not. But that wasn't a quest. Alright. Slowly making my way through this because I've forgotten to bring Lavos rather than Sevagoth for this. Did that thing really just take my missile? Take my missile. It's at least a positive. Yeah, I'm not denying that the track is a decent one. Not my favourite, but it's a decent one. That still doesn't make it a quest. Weighing things by the fuller picture. One cruise ship down. Do we see another one just yet? No, we do not. Let's head on over to the forge, get some materials. Oh yeah, the Fortuna song. We all live together. Or we all lift, whatever they call it. That's definitely up on top. There we go. We got ourselves some energy now. That's very nice of the game. Let's get out of dodge by shooting everything. And let's do it again. There we go. Much better. I've driven straight into the Void Storm. Don't want to do that. There we go. That's the fighters dealt with. We're in a good position to snipe these guys as well, so let's do exactly that. Two dome charges. Oh, that one didn't get free-shotted, so I'll have to do this with one charge now. And we're out of charges. Great. Let's go get some more. I think there is a void tornado thing right on top of me, which is not great. Let's get out of the firing line of these two guys. Thank you very much. Don't have the energy to fire anything much, so I'm just going to missile. That didn't lock on. Nope. Whoops. Let's try that again. Missile 1. Missile 2. Missile 1 did not take that out. These guys are strong. Is it going to take 2 missiles for both of them? Yep, seems like it does. Alright, cool. Good to know. It's saying, interesting thing happened today. Parents, friends, live in a small city way away. Quite an essay. Oh, beard. I mean, I'm not exactly a superstitious person, but it sounds to me like there is a certain cat calling there. Not to put any particular pressures onto you, mate. Obviously, what with your recent loss. But that does really kind of line up for you, doesn't it? Alright, let's get... I'm going to manually take off these bloody defensive things. You're not allowed them. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Haha. We'll just missile that one twice. Get backwards a bit. There we go. We should be at a safe distance to deal with these guys. Oh, something just spawned up at the top there. That's not great. That is cruise ship 6. This is cruise ship 7. Excellent. Where's cruise ship number 8? There it is. And of course he's got a shield. Hey-ya. The coolant in Fortuna is apparently toxic. Oh, yikes. I did not know that, I'll be honest with you. But it also doesn't surprise me. Oh, there we go. We took out that a lot nice and quickly. Let's back up from him. So we're outside of his firing line. And then we annihilate him. These guys, I think they have a range of a little under 3 kilometers. If we move back more than 3 kilometers, we can shoot them without them shooting back. That's very helpful with solo. It's the reason why so many Solaris have robotic limbs and heads. I mean, it'd certainly help. The other part of it is the fact that, well, biological body parts are very valuable. And so if you're in debt, it's what you can give up. Alright, let's park ourselves right here. Now you'll notice, I've gone through all of this Void Star storm. I've killed all those cruise ships. Oh, we didn't get boarded. Come on, gunners, what are you doing? I've got 2 people on gunnery. Alright, let's get this guy revived. Whilst he shoots with the Fullman safely. Ah! I'll take it. There we are. So as I was saying, throughout all of that, all those cruise ships, all of those fighters, we didn't get a single bit of reactant. We get 1 boarding, and now we have 5. And the reason being is that DE have made it where you don't get reactant from anything but normal troops. Normal corrupted troops. Is the new war quest unfinished? Yeah, basically. The new war is an ongoing thing. That quest isn't a quest, it's an introduction to what is coming. Oops. I wasn't paying attention there. Let's gather some souls. That's 1, that's 2. Need some more. Where are y'all? 1 more and I can come back to life. Running out of time. Where are the enemies? Nope. Okay, cool. So the enemies just decided to stop spawning. That's not very helpful. Now notice, again, we've got all the reactant finally now. Solo, this works just fine. In a group, it doesn't. Let's get out of here. If I hop down to here, I should be able to teleport out safely. We'll revive Huon inside of my ship. Huon. Huon, this is where you teleport over. Oh god, the dog's too dumb to teleport over. Okay, well, Huon's going to die. This, again, doesn't normally happen. Let's head down to the forge, get some energy. Good to know the fire's out. Yep, Huon is just going to sit there and die. Great. Well. I'm trying to think of positive things to say. When I have one, I'll let you know. Corpus Void Storms work better because the force points of interest. Yeah. Well, the whole mission basically becomes a ground mission, which... This is what these are designed off. That's the problem. The fix shouldn't be do less railjack for the railjack void mission, should it? That's the problem. We've come to this with the update of, hooray, we can do relics in space. And they're like, yeah, the best way to do it is to not be in space. Hold up. Why? Why? They will fix the game eventually? No, they won't. Reactant has been an issue forever. I can pretty much guarantee every single person, MR 15 and above, has at least once, and probably multiple times, gone into a void mission, been placed in such a location, in such a state of a mission that they simply could not get the reactant they needed in time. This was not a fault of the way they played. This was not a fault of their activity or lack thereof. This was a fault of the game simply not giving them the opportunity. I just died. Let's gather the souls needed to revive. Hopefully not die in the process. There we go. It revived us. So now they've gone and made reactant a thing here. Because... And the problem with that is that they didn't playtest it. It's very, very obvious. There we go. We've completed it. We get a Radiant Relic back in return, funnily enough. And we've opened up our relic. Let's get out of this storm. Let's just say, yeah. Yeah, there are going to be plenty of people who agree with you, useless. Doesn't mean they're right. Doesn't mean I'm right. You're going to find videos on the topic one way and the other, and the fact is it's not been written, so we don't know. Yes, I've had a haircut, absolutely. So you saw there, throughout the entire relic mission, shooting the ships did not give reactant. Shooting the cruise ships did not give reactant. Existing in the mission did not give reactant. What gave reactant was simply killing corrupted enemies. We had some borders. That gave us some reactant. And when we went and did the rest of the... effectively the ground mission, albeit it's ground of a space station, but ground mission, we got reactant there. Solo it works that way. In a squad, it doesn't even work that way because the fishes don't spawn like they should. And that's a problem. That's a problem that should have been playtested, should have been figured out straight away, because I experienced it 5 times out of 5 in public missions last night. I do consider that quite the problem. But there you go, that's the Void Storms. They're basically the same Railjack mission, slightly harder, which is typical for relic stuff. But also then you're just doing the same process as before, but much slower. They do give you extra rewards on top, like Radiant Relics, but that's not what we're there for. We're there to open relics, aren't we? It's saying inbox. Oh, weird. What have you done for me? Your dog needs some armor. The Slowy Cooper armor. Thank you very much, Beard. Alright then, we'll equip that to the dog for you. Let's definitely give the dog some armor, because they need it. They're playing with the toys at the moment. Alright. I mean, the dog isn't meant to be in that kind of mission anyway. I left him equipped. Shouldn't have done that. That's not the way we do this. Attachments. No, it's not ephemera, is it? The regalia? Nope. You know, I've never actually done this. How do you put the armor onto them? Because it's not a mod. It's not a color. Yeah, it's definitely not an emblem. It's not a fur pattern. I feel like I'm being really stupid right now. But how do I put decorative armor onto a dog? Wait, hold on. Hold on. If I get Gronklet, attachments, no, armor. Right, okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I use a Predacite. I can put it onto Gronklet. There we go. Let's make it colourful. I mean, Gronklet's ugly in the first place, but oh, here we. You know what? I'm going to stop there. Yeah, there we go. Whatever. So yes, it's saying apparently if you take the messages from the TAR during all fixed missions, you find the same stuff which contains things like D3. You take all those, put the letters in the order numbers say, you'll get I am dying. I'd have to look into that. I'll definitely have to have a look into that though, Islis. That's it, wow. They're expecting me to pay attention to them saying things like calling out reinforcements to Sector D3. You put it all together, letters and numbers, and you get a message like that? Come off it. I ain't that kind of investigator. Now, one thing we've not seen much of so far on stream here is Sevagoth's Claws. Let's have a look at the stats on this, shall we? First of all, you'll notice that Weeping Wounds isn't there. We've got, what's it, Blood Rush? Yep, not there. So your typical Acolyte mods, they're not available for Exalted Weapons, which means they're not available here. We also don't have a stance bonus of any sorts. We're stuck to 60 capacity. And this format, I've added in these two polarities, so it starts with no polarities. So I'll be honest, when it comes to working with the weapon, we're already at a massive disadvantage, it feels like. But then we have a look at the actual stats we're getting. Now this is with my strength stat taken into account there, so your stats will differ. But with just these basic bits we've got on so far, we've got 114% crit chance at a 4.9 multiplier. And per hit, it's saying 5,099 damage. So just put that into perspective for you. Well, let's do the math on that. Let's just say 100% crit. We're not even going to care about the extra 14%. 100% crit. That's 5,099 damage multiplied by 4.9 multiplier. That's 24,985. Call it 25k. You know, rounding up 15 is fine. 25,000 damage per hit. It's claiming. Let's compare that to Cronin Prime, the absolute legend of a weapon that it is. So we got the basic crit chance here at 22%. With Blood Rush, that goes up a lot. That goes up to 167.2%. 167.2 times by the average of the multiplier. 1.7. So we're effectively taking into account the crits and crit multiplier. We're getting on average a 5.68 crit multiplier. Base damage is 625.4. We get an average hit of 3,500. That's what it's claiming. 3,500 average hit here versus 25,000 here. And that's not even taking into account the crits properly. That is a lot more damage. That is a huge amount more damage. Now granted, I'm also messing around slightly with Spoiled Strike, so, you know, attack speed is slightly lower here. Cronin Prime has an attack speed substantially higher with the loadouts I've got. But this isn't a finished build. There is more to be done with it, and the build that I use it with also pairs quite nicely with Arcane Strike to gain back that attack speed. So it's not the end of the world. But it's Cronin? Yeah, Evo. That's why I'm comparing it to Cronin. Cronin is obscenely powerful. Now, this has a huge slash component. And of course, I modded in Viral. So slash Viral is out the wazoo. So we're getting a lot to work with there. And I've still got some formatting to do on this to make this better, quite frankly. Although, unless I'm going for an Umbral Former, and I don't like being forced into Umbral Formers, we're running a little bit short on what to mod in. Obviously, I can put in Condition Overload, but the idea with this, it's got so much damage. Condition Overload is probably not going to have a chance to even activate. You know, we need to hit statuses and then do that? Nah, we ain't got a secondary to do it with. If I say my Exalted Umbra Blade has 8 form in it, well that's because you love Excalibur out the wazoo, don't you? You're also very weird with that. Yeah. This is going to be a tough one to work with. The lack of bonus from stance here, this would normally be giving us, what, another 12 capacity? Imagine another 12 capacity, we could just pop a mod straight into here like Healing Return. We could nearly put in Prime Fever Strike. One form would be able to fit it, but because we don't have that, we're out. It could hit 30k? Oh, easily. Easily. Look, if we get a couple more formers in here, we got a former there, we'll be able to swap out the 60 mods for the 90s, so already we'll be getting more damage. Let's see, if we go former with each of those, actually no, let's keep the status, let's keep with these. Former, that'll give us 8 capacity back, no, 6 capacity back, we got one there for 7. You put a dash polarity here, I can fit that on then. So that'll give us a lot, that'll basically double up our elemental damage, this will go up by 50%. Time Reaper saying, my ship is so bad I can't do the quest. I'm actually surprised, to be quite honest. Hey, how are you struggling on that one? What were you using? Are you using Seeker Volley or not? But yeah, this is going to take a lot of Former to fit. We need Former to fit in Prime Fever Strike. We'll be able to get everything to fit. I'm not sure what we can do next after that. I mean, Spoiled Strike is not a great mod. It's a filler mod right now. It's not a great mod to use here. Not in my opinion, anyway. Not really sure what more we can do with it. I mean, we could mod in the 90% slash. That's not actually going to be a lot because it's not full 90%. It's just going to be the slash portion, which eyeballing it is only half of it. So that's a 45% bonus. Ew, don't want to do that, no. I have got Prime Reach in here, but Prime Reach feels kind of necessary because if I take that off there, 1.5 range on a character this big? Nah, we ain't doing that. I do feel like this is getting us towards where we need it to be. The damage stats are high. We do want to be looking more at that. Let's see. Looking at this, what I might be able to do is use more of Gloom. I'm thinking Steel Path here. Use more of Gloom to help us charge up the Shadow form and then take on that Shadow form and just wreck with the claws. Theoretically, that should work. Let's get not Gronklet. Gronklet is a pile of crap. That's why I've called him Gronklet. I don't like the Kubros. Let's get Carrier Prime to help out just generally. Let's give this a run. I think I can make this work. On Steel Path, that is. Let's go to Mariana. Nice compact location. Not a lot of verticality to have to deal with. Let's give Sevagoth a try over here.
These foes deserve your respect.
I'm not starting with a lot of energy, so that's not going to be too helpful. It sounds too tired even for leveling Sevagoth. Just going to watch the stream, mindlessly run one button build and Diablo 3. Yeah, that's fine, mate. Alright, so this is a slowing effect. You can see how much they get slowed down. That's pretty staggering slowing effect. And I ran out of energy. So now they're back to killing me. Definitely got to keep an eye on that energy drain. Oh boy. It doesn't have infinite range, does this slowing effect, so gotta have that in consideration as well. It doesn't seem to be charging up my ability. I thought it would be. I'm gonna have to do this instead. There we go. That was doing some charging. And I'm out of energy again. Bollocks. Okay, so that third ability is demanding a lot of energy. I'm gonna have to work on that. That can't be left as it is. Oh, that's a heavy slash proc. Let's get rid of that one, thank you. I like having hit points. There we are. So I've got some energy again, so let's start using some more of this. Halfway towards a charge, which is not a charge. Oh, and we're out of energy again. This is not good. Alright, home in on that, because this guy has my ability, which means it will charge up my fourth. Still not charged, I'm completely out of energy again. This is really not an appropriate build. I'm going to have to take this back to the drawing board. The high strength is nice, but the lack of efficiency, that's going to kill me. This build absolutely is not going to work. I'm going to take it to the end of the mission or until I die. We'll see what we can do. I've gained some energy thanks to Energize. Let's use this. I need my Rolling Guard. There it is. Technically no bad ones, just more broken and less broken. There are some which are much more situational than they really ought to be. Banshee comes straight to mind. I liked Banshee when I started out, but she is extremely situational, to the point that handling her in Steel Path is almost untenable. Alright, let's see if we can make this work.
I'm detecting a large security force heading your way. It's the Grenier.
Really low attack speed on this at the start is going to be a problem. Let's get this cracking. And we are carving through them here, so that is a good sign. Oop. Let's ragdoll them. I need some heals. There we go. Use 2 for healing. Got that. That Acolyte is violence of all of them, and it is getting messed up. I haven't... Yeah, I just killed him. Wow, okay. So the Acolyte cannot stand up to Sevagoth. That's good to know. I am getting quite hurt. You can see I'm putting that strength to full... Sorry, not strength, range to full use. Bring them all in. Oh, we ran out of ghost time. Where is that enemy? Up? Where is it? Alright, we've got a moment to have a look. It's just saying, Banshee's more of tactical support, it's not even trying her in solo. Yeah. I mean, she can support, sure. Even then, it's not the most amazing of support. Her first ability is really naff. Although it can armor strip, but there's better ways to do that. Her second ability can give a significant damage boost, but you have to aim at the specific sections. It's not that great for a lot of fighting styles. Third ability, Silence, is extremely situational. And even with the augment, it still remains very situational. And her fourth ability, wow. That is very niche again. I found one proper use for it, and that's for a single Riven challenge. Otherwise, she's really not good. She has her uses, don't get me wrong. But those uses are so niche. So niche. Pop you down there. Acolyte can't stand claws. Acolytes can't stand a lot of things. Mostly it comes down to the fact that slash procs are very strong, and that's those claws, they give out some very strong slash. I don't have the energy to do anything with Sevagoth's kit right now, so I really need to revisit that build. This is not working. I'm just gonna Chrono my way through the rest of this mission now. Get out here and try again. Because Cronin doesn't require energy. Cronin just works. Cronin is good. It's up there. Okay. Oh, he has no idea. And he'll never have any idea. Is Mirage good? Yes. She is great. Mirage is one of the few frames that can absolutely annihilate the low tier Sanctuary Onslaught. A number of missions she can just rock through. And overall she also has some very good damage supporting abilities. She can put out weapon damage like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, Mirage is good, damn good. Yep, let's get out of here. Gotta leave the shiny because we need to get out. Alright, come on Sevagoth. Let's revisit your build. Let's rethink everything. Kinda. The lack of efficiency was seriously weakening my ability there. For all the good in the world of having that strength, the strength is no good if we can't actually use it. Let's fix that. I don't want a build that relies on things like Xeneric or energy pads, because if it's relying on those, it's not working. If I can't get it to work just off Energize, it's not working. So let's kill our efficiency loss here. We see that murders my strength. That slows now down to 54%. Which is good, but it's not great. What can we do instead? Have we got Intensify on here? We haven't, have we? No. Alright, so we can put that into place. So we still keep our efficiency up a lot higher now. We can see the drain on Gloom. That's come down from like 8 or so to 5.49. We can directly compare, in fact, can't we? Let's grab the mod on the end. Oh, 9.8. So we've gone from 9.8 to 5.49. So we're nearly halving the cost there. Of course, these have come down as well, so 17.5, 35, that's a lot better to work with. Absolutely loads better to work with. Swap those around, it's annoying. With that amendment, we also now have a little bit more capacity to play with. So we can look at some more investment into defenses. And for that, first of all, I'm thinking let's get the proper vitality mod. You see, rage would be useful? That's an interesting thought, actually, yeah. Because we do have the self-heal from Gloom. You're very right there, Extreme Master. Rage is a good idea. In fact, we can probably put Rage in place of Streamline. Because if we're not getting hit, we don't need this ability. If we're getting hit, we can afford this ability. That's a very good call. I don't normally use Rage, so yeah. What I am seeing is that we almost certainly want another Depolarity, because we're using Depolarity mods no matter what. Or we could put another V. Actually, I think V is going to be better, isn't it? So we'll look at doing that in a moment. But let's test this out already on Steel Path. This change here, we've dropped our strength down by, what's that, 70%. We brought the efficiency up slightly, we brought up the health slightly, and now we have rage. Let's give this a whirl. So I'm not going to mess with the armor. The armor's just too low. Whatever boost we give that armor is just going to be nothing. Same mission, same conditions. Let's give it another try. Main thing being we've got lower strength, higher efficiency, and another source of energy. And I know I just said the whole thing about making the energy work just off Energize, but this is a mod. Alright, we're out of energy. There's the energy back. Alright, cool. Let's pop on our Gloom. Let's start working with this now. Killing them whilst we're under the effect of that ability to give us the... Oh, Gloom ran out. Under the effect of my second ability, which gives us the charge on my fourth. Gloom is still quite expensive. Oh, hello, I'll take you, thank you. But that slow is doing the trick, combined with the self-heal, yeah. We turn that off for the moment. Save on the energy. Oh, there's an update inbound. Oh, that's very helpful, thank you. That's very helpful. Oh dear, guys. We're going to have to deal with that in a moment. Hopefully it's going to be a quick download. And my understanding is you build up the Souls meter, for lack of a better description, as long as any one of these three abilities is affecting the enemies. Oh, don't knock me down, don't knock me down. Let's roll out of that, it's getting problematic. Add on the slowing. Stop burning me. There it is, we can step up to this now. Let's see if we can finish this before that update hits. Ragdolling them. Getting that slash in, because slash is great. If you can get slash, you can win. Here we go. Whoop! Didn't mean to shoot past him. We are making progress now. This is going to be the challenge. Oh, this is a challenge where I lose all my health, isn't it? Yep, there it went. Alright, cool. That's a problem. Where's all my energy? Oh, did I leave Gloom active whilst I was in that form? I think I did. That's a problem. We got loads of combo on this. Let's go. Hooey! Okay. So now we're back into this form where we use it to gather souls to revive. One more, please. There we go. Okay, we get to revive. Because that's the thing. Yeah, I'm not going to get this before the hotfix hits. Oh well. We'll just have to sit at the extraction for a moment. Of course they set the lockdown. There we go. My understanding is the first ability is giving them damage vulnerability, which will allow me to hit harder. I can't see my stats hotfix. I can't see if it's fully charged. Looks like it is. Can I survive this? I don't think I can. Nope, I'm getting burnt. That's fine, because I can just switch mode. Pop you down there. Still can't see the charge on my ability. Oop. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Dying would be bad right now. Oop. Oh, no, you don't. I see you there with that optical ore trying to murder me. Can I run through here? Yes, I can. Still can't switch that fourth ability. I want that fourth ability because it basically gives me an extra life. Yeah. Not sure what knocked me down there, to be quite honest. Still not got the fourth ability charged. What's going on here? Oh, what's going on is I need to get out of that magnetized bubble. Yikes. Swarm these guys. Is it charged? Yes, it's charged. Alright, let's go. Now we can fight him safely. Where'd he go? He took off my shield. Oh god, there went all my health. I still have no health. I still have no health. That was supposed to be giving me lifesteal. Where is the lifesteal? There it is. Back into standard form. Let's not mess this up. I've got basically this last chance. There it is. Alright. I'm still doing something wrong here. This is not a good setup. Lavos casting no abilities with Chronon Prime is well better than this so far, so I've got a lot more to investigate. Update is available. Good, we can leave the mission as well. Alright. I mean, what do you guys think? I've not exactly under-equipped Sevagoth there. We've got some formers in play, we've got some pretty hard-hitting mods. The numbers seem solid, but it's just not doing what we expect. At least not what I'm expecting. I've definitely got something in his rotation wrong here. Definitely going to have to look into this properly. Let's pop ourselves into this intermission whilst we sort out that update. That's going to come through. Let's get that installing. It's just saying, I've got the Wukong Prime Blueprint today. I want to check the market, see how much it's worth. So one person demands 1,500 platinum for the BP. That person does not ever expect to get that much, no. I don't really understand why people list things like that. Because it's never going to happen. Never. If they put it up for 100, maybe how they'll be the only person listed as online in game and someone might for some reason go to them. Or maybe they just get the warm fuzzy feeling of seeing listed sales of 20 million platinum on Warframe Market when they're never going to sell any of it. Who's to know, really? Who is to know? But quite frankly, it's not going for 1,500. I guess, yeah, either Evo's right, they put it there to troll, or they're just screwing around. Maybe they're just screwing around. But the good news is that hotfix was definitely a hotfix. We're already back in the game. Probably not even worth looking at, but let's give it a quick peek. I'm just going to open up the patch note forums. Let's see what we got going on over here. PC update notes. Hotfix 30.0.2. Lens flare on the new skin will update. No one cares. Nothing important. Absolutely nothing important. Yep. Nothing important in the update. Alright, cool. So, let's have a look here. What went wrong in that mission? First things first, maybe I'm not understanding these abilities. To plant a death seed, nearby targets drain their life force, reap what has been sown to detonate afflicted enemies, dealing a percentage of their health as radial damage. That's what I was doing. I was doing a combo of sow and reap. The souls of the dead will fill the death well. That's what we were trying to do. Summon a radial pulse wave that ensnares and slows enemies, siphoning their life force for the death well. Same again. That whole soul meter, they call it the death well, it's a soul meter, I'm just going to refer to it that way. That's what I've basically been doing, and it didn't seem to give enough in my opinion. I must be doing something wrong, right? And this drain is still very, very strong. 7.84 energy per second. On top of the 50 cast cost. 344. Let's assume I'm at max energy somehow, which is not going to happen. 344 minus the 50, and then divide what's rest by the 7.84. We get 37.5 seconds, theoretically. Give it the ramp up time as well. We're talking 40 seconds if we start at max energy. For on half that, it's even less than half that. That's a very expensive ability right there. I mean, that's a higher drain than Zenerate can recharge, and you can't use Zenerate whilst it's active because it's a drain ability. So, let's have a look at a hyper efficient build. Yeah, let's have a look at that. I'm going to take this off the moment. Let's go for you over here. Fleeting expertise. And streamline. That's what you get for a hyper efficient build. Running hyper efficiency, do we still want and need flow around? I don't think that I do. Drain on this is 2.5. We take off flow. No, that should be fine. We don't need flow. And that gives us the room to put in Augur Secrets over here. Still keeping Rolling Guard adaptation vitality. Actually, is it going to be better off a shield? Shields recharge, and shields work off adaptation. Rolling Guard is just Rolling Guard. Might be better with redirection, given the armor is really not that great. Yeah. We can look to give this a try. Now, this is reducing strength yet again. The duration going down honestly doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. The strength on this here, damage vulnerability, 77%. So I mean that should be good for us, right? Damage vulnerability 77%. That should be giving us still plenty of extra damage, theoretically, and we're still getting a 53% slow. An itch in my neck there. Going for that hyper efficient build, I think, should be what we need, or at least what we can work with. Now, this does give us some room at the moment because I've not opened up the Exla slot. So let's have a look at the aura. Do we have a more suitable choice? I've gone for an aura polarity, so I can use actually anything here. What would we want to go for? Rejuvenation for a little bit of heal, but I've got a heal off glooms. That's a bad idea. Energy Siphon, not going to help because of gloom. Growth of projection, but we're mainly looking at using slash. Oh yeah, Evo, that mod's Prime Charge Chamber, that got brought around with Barrow eventually. That's why it dropped down. I think it was Barrow. Was it Barrow? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Barrow it came with. And of course, at the same time, a lot of people have been inflating the price out of it. Freaked out. But yeah, no mod should be 50k platinum anyway. I'm going to stick with Steel Charge for now. And then looking at the Shadow felt like it had some difficulty surviving as well, which is very concerning because it has nearly 1,000 armor, and I've also got Vitality on here, and I've got Adaptation on here. Yeah, they're not max rank, they don't need to be. That little bit of extra wasn't going to make a difference. Now I've gone for a high range build on this. We've gone overextended stretch, as well as a lot of efficiency, and then prime continuity to make back up the duration a bit. I brought up the Intensify to still be able to get something out of Death's Harvest and the damage and lifesteal here. I do want to keep that because being able to self-heal, that's a pretty big deal. I'm really not sure here, guys. And then onto the claws themselves. I feel like we are just going to have to form the ever-loving hell out of this. Just to get extra damage. I mean, you see, I've had to throw away a lot of damage. This was up at, what, 5,000 odd before? Now we're down to 3,000 with the strength loss. So we're going to have to make that back up. And really, the only way to do that is to start formering left, right, and center. So let's do that. Let's start forming left, right, and center. Let's polarize a mod slot. Let's grab a former. Yep. Let's pop you into here. Cool. That loss of spoiled strikes. We're actually even weaker right now for a bit, but you know, that's showbiz. Actually, let's swap those around. We get a little bit more. But it's still 4, so 4 is nothing we can work with, so I'll just leave that how it is for now. We just need to level that up, and we can get to trying it again. Alright, so let's get some leveling then, guys. We're going to go on to public. If you want to join in on this, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm going to go to Hydron, to be quite honest. Hydron seems like the kind of place we can do a little bit of quick leveling. Not Steel Path Hydron, though. If you want to join in on with me, let me know. I can quit out and rejoin with you. Need help, Evo? I mean, if you want to help leveling, yeah, I can absolutely abort this and join you. So yeah, let's grab you, Evo. Our squad don't leave me. Let's... 1 sec, so you log in after the update. Alrighty. Give you a moment on that. Let's just make sure I'm not going to overrun on these. Nope, they're going to be just fine. And we're looking on the night waves as well. Anything interesting? We've got 3 spy missions. I'll get around to it. 5 scans. We'll get around to it. Syndicate missions. Get around to it. Rare fishing. Nope. Nightmare missions. Could have done with that the other week, couldn't we? We'll get around to these. We'll get around to them. Sevagoth is far more important right now. I'm going to make a different companion appear there. Let's make the nicer looking Huin appear. Cool. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to keep Huin around for this one. We're not going with the mods to really work with him, but we'll keep him around for this one. Because he looks a bit pretty. Prettier than most of the dogs anyway. Alright, Eva, let's do this. They're also going to be leveling their Pharaoh Predacite here. Nice. And we got a Sevagoth and a Sevagoth. You see this a lot at the moment. There's a lot of Sevagoths leveling up. I wonder why. Oh, that is a fancy looking ship at the back there. Wow. Found a lot of ESO? Yeah, they're going to be all over the place.
We must defend our equipment until the reinforcements arrive.
Edgy ghost frame gets the attention. Who'd have thunk it? I do like his dodge animation, which is basically a backwards bullet jump. As you see, bullet jump goes one way, then the dodge... Wait. I think the bullet jump changes direction. Never mind then. It just looks like a bullet jump is what it does. Okay, that's some good damage. Nice. We're going to level up quickly. Theoretically. What I'm going to do then is get nice and close. So I can make use of my second ability and use that. Is Necros hard to farm? Necros is Lephantis, so once you've got the fight in you to deal with Lephantis yourself, not really, nah. But if you struggle with Lephantis, then hell yes. Kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? Yeah, if the boss you have to fight is hard, then yes, it'll be hard for you. I don't think it's too hard to farm for the Necros, no. It's nothing like farming for Nidus, that's for certain. Nidus was and is a pain to farm. So if you've managed to get Nidus, Necros will be nothing. If you haven't got Nidus yet, may God have mercy on your soul. Even the Protea farm is better than Nidus in my opinion. Substantially better. Protea, you're not spending anywhere near as much time to get told no. Nowhere near the amount of time. And as for the coins, the Granum Crowns you need to get towards farming Protea, you can pick those up along the way in all kinds of different missions, no problem whatsoever. With Nidus, you cannot make any progress except during that one damnable mission. Yeah, I'd say Necros, easier to farm than both Protea and Nidus. But Nidus is by far the worst. Even the complaints about Harrow are nothing compared to my complaints with Nidus farm. Screw that. Although, saying that, since the update, I'd actually say that Ash farm is probably the worst now. Like, worse than Nidus. That I'm genuine in saying that. Farming Ash nowadays is worse than farming Nidus. Oh wow, yeah, G3. Alright. Don't get them every day. Let's go shadow form! We cut and we cleave. Send them all to the grave. Alright, the guys are at the top. I'm not exactly aiming at them, but there we are. Nope. Oh, he's dead. Alright.
Reinforcements available.
We can definitely do some more.
Now or continue fighting.
I do feel like the attack animation is very lumbering for this form. I get that it's meant to be a large form, but it does feel a bit slow. Although we haven't got the arcane proc at the moment, so as soon as we can get that to proc, it might not be so bad. Although right now, it doesn't seem to want to proc, and that's a problem. I'm pretty sure I have it equipped. Arcane Strike, yeah, I do have it equipped. That's interesting. It's supposed to proc on a hit. I've definitely had a few hits. There we go, Arcane Strike. Okay. Yeah, you can see the difference that makes to the attack speed. That makes it a lot nicer. Oh, we're out of ghost time. Let's regather some ghost time, shall we? Oh, we're not going to gather there because it's already dead. We need to fill up the... what do they call it? The death well? The soul meter. We need to fill up the soul meter to be able to use his force and more. How are we looking on the levels? Oh, level 9. We got a ways to go. Has my affinity boost run out then? Oh, it has! Oh. Well, that's a problem. I think I got that late yesterday, which explains why it ran out. It was the login one. Pro Tier is surprisingly good for you? Yeah, I'll be honest, I was quite lucky in getting Pro Tier as well. I've got 2 Pro Tiers well faster than some people have managed to not get one. I count myself very lucky on that farm too, yeah. Equinox, however, was a little bit less friendly. That took many hours for the final part. There we go, we have enough of the meter to warm. Okay, and everything's dead before I got there. Let's just change that form back then. Whatever. Equinox, we have 1 part. Well, congratulations, that means you ran the mission once. You're guaranteed to get 1 part. The real trick is to get a different part next time. That's where it gets interesting. Oh, we have 1 Prime part. I do apologise. I got Equinox Prime well before I got Standard Equinox. Well before. In fact, Equinox Prime was my 2nd ever Prime, and the first one was given to me by Twitch Prime, so, you know. My first ever farmed Prime, and oh, was it a good choice. Equinox Prime is beautiful. Not just aesthetically, but also to actually use. Your first Prime with Titania? She's a good one to have. Bit of a long one to farm because for the standard frames. Like Equinox, that's a good one to get a Prime of. Absolutely.
Extraction is ready.
I'm going to dip out at this point here, Evo. We'll get back to leveling in a moment. What I want to do is take a brief segue away from this. Oh, hey, Brack Barrel. I wonder if I can build a Brack. Yeah, I want to take a brief segue away from this, because I do want to demonstrate something in the simulacrum for all of you here at the moment. Let me just leave out of that squad. Something a little bit shiny I'd like to show off. That I have, I can't say discovered, it's been in the game for ages at this point, but something that I have put 2 and 2 together with. Those of you in the clan probably know what's coming. Let me just grab 2 mods here, not really care where I put them because it doesn't really matter, this is just demonstration purposes. Let's head down to the simulacrum. It wants to see a Banshee Prime first, but then you ended up getting almost all the Titania Prime parts. Only 1 Banshee one. Yeah, I mean, that's probably for the best. Banshee versus Titania, I'd take Titania any day, any mission. with the exception of one very specific ribbon challenge, Titania every day. Alright, so let's have a look at this. Got nice normal dread. You saw I just had a dread. I've got a basically unmodded Sevagoth. Just here for demonstration purposes. And we got Huin. The not so ugly Predacite, but still it's a Predacite. But we've been suffering him for a while, and you're about to see why. We'll keep these paused, because I've not gone for any defences. Let's go say hi to them. They're nice level 155 Corrupted Heavy Gunners. I hope to God I've got all the right mods on. Let's say hello to you. I think that's pretty effective, don't you? I mean, I think that was a pretty effective arrow. I fired one arrow there, and yeah. That worked out pretty well. And you don't really need any particular frame for this, or any particular companion. As long as they're a Kubra or a Predacite, you can do that. As long as you've got decent slash source, you can do that. I mean, let's see, what am I running at the moment? I've got the Kuvanukor. No, we don't need the Kuvanukor. Let's get rid of the Kuvanukor. That's not suitable for what we're doing right now. Let's grab something much more powerful. Let's grab the Akjagara Prime. Let's grab the Akjagara Prime with no former in it whatsoever. Yeah, this is suitable. Let's grab those same gunners. Alright. So we've got the Akjagara Prime, an absolutely amazingly boring weapon in these days. Well then. Yeah, it seems to me that's working. Alright, cool. Akjagara Prime killed an entire squad of level 155 Corrupted Heavy Gunners. Yeah. I only reloaded once, and that wasn't even to keep firing. As you can see, there is a little bit of interesting stuff going on there. But we don't just have to stop there, I don't think. Let's switch on over to Lavos a moment. Would Lavos be the right way to do this? No. Let's go Sarin. I think Sarin, with her abilities, this Toxic Lash, does that give a guaranteed Toxin proc? I can't remember if it does. But let's assume it does. Let's now do Tex. They're nice and strong. They're not as strong as Corrupted Heavy Gunners, but they have a few hit points. We wait to see which one the dog tags. It's that one right there this time. It always is in the Simulacrum. Yeah, we got a nice lovely Toxin proc. Just wait for him to bleed out. And then I remember that I didn't actually put the set mods onto Sarin because I'm an idiot. Yeah. Does this work with Mirage? Oh, it absolutely works with Mirage. Let's grab Mirage instead. And this time, remember to equip the mods because I'm an idiot. Mirage. There we go. There's a build I've not messed with before. Let's grab some mecha mods. Look at that. Go straight into there. Go straight into there. We don't need to do anything else. We don't need any other mods. All the rest of it is just for your own fancy. We can just take it as is. Don't need any energy. We're not doing that either. Let's just head on up over to here. Go on, Kubro, Predacite, whatever you are. You're a Predacite. Mark one of them. That one. Alright. Helps if we get the status. Helps if we get the status. That was not status. Not slash. I don't know why we're not getting slash all of a sudden. Let's try that again. There we go. Got some nice slash. He dies, and then it just sends it out to everyone else. Yep, that's pretty powerful. You want to see it with Mirage going for the really pretty numbers. Alright, we can do that. We can absolutely do that. Let's get some really pretty numbers, shall we? Let's go for strength out of the wazoo. Let's grab you, switch you around. You know what, let's go Umbral. Umbral Mirage, why not? And let's get secrets up on here. Yeah, there we go. I can't really do a lot more with this actually because the Umbral mods are quite fat, but 300% strength is fine for now. Basically a Sarin effect, yeah, you get yourself a miniature nuke. Although it's not that miniature because it affects everything within the 30-meter radius. There we go. Let's just get a little bit more energy. We're probably going to need that. Let's switch back off the text. Let's go back to the corrupted heavy gunners because, you know, big strong glasses shows us what power we really got here. So let's stack on Eclipse. Who are we going to go for? This one. Sounds good to me. Now, there's a strange thing with the propagation. I don't know what it is, but it takes longer to affect the enemies that are not in line of sight. I don't know why that is. It does get them all eventually. But as you saw there, it got them. It definitely freaking got them. You need the pet for this? Absolutely. So let me show you what's making this magic happen. You saw the 2 mods on the frame. Any Kubro, any Predacite, doesn't matter which one. You need these 2 mods on there as well. Neither of them need to be ranked up, so don't rank them up. Because, you know, shield recharge, who gives a crap about that? Status link, status duration, we're not asking the Predacite to do anything. All that we care about is having this full set effect. If I take off one of the mods, you see the set effect goes up from marking every 15 to every 30 seconds, and the range goes down to 22.5 meters. So that's bad. You want the full range, you want the faster time, so you need all 4 mods. Those 2, we're just doing the set effect, we don't care about anything else. Over on Mirage here, what we've got is, again, this one doesn't matter. Killing a marked enemy gives us some armor for a few seconds, who gives a toss? It's all about then this aura on top of it. This is where the magic really happens. Plus 150% extra damage against a marked enemy. I haven't tested this with a group yet. I'm going to be looking into doing that later on. But this straight away, it's not plus like a plus restoration or a plus damage from restoration or plus damage from your elemental mods. This stacks on multiplied with your total damage. So it is a true 150% bonus. But it happens every single time you get the damage to stack. So it means when you hit them with the bow, it applies the 150% bonus, and when the bow causes a slash proc, that slash proc then gets 150% bonus again. So you get a one-shot level of slash, and then it spreads. If you kill them within those 12 seconds, every single status effect on them is spread to everyone within a 30-meter radius. All of them. And it just enhances it even further. So with that slash proc, I can do it at a level where it's not actually enough to kill. If I show you right now, let me just do a little bit of shooting on this one. Pop, 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 pop. You see, not actually a lot of damage. 57 slash procs, but not a lot of damage. Let's do that to you now. Just reload. Pop, 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 pop. That's burning through them, and then if we look at the health on this guy, look at the chunks on that, and they're gone. And like I said, line of sight seems to affect it. You notice something as well just happened there. One of the other things that can happen is that if it doesn't kill the group fast enough, you'll get a new proc on a new person, new mark, which when they eventually die, re-spreads it again, so it can scale even harder. Yeah, it gets stronger with every jump. So you've got a marked target, you're already doing bonus damage, and then the slash or any other status proc gets yet more bonus. Slash is obviously the best one because it skips armor. And then when it spreads, it grows again. You can kill huge amounts with this, but there is a problem. There is a problem. If I spawn a few of them, let's just spawn the 20 again. This time I'm going to straight away just get rid of her at the front before the Kubro comes in. Come on. Before the Kubro marks. Alright, never mind. So, in the Simulacrum, I'm not entirely sure why, but the Kubro always starts off with marking this one at the front. That's going to kill everyone. Slow death. Quicker death. Slightly quicker, anyway. Yeah. In a normal mission, you cannot reasonably predict which enemy they're going to target, because you're just going to be in the thick of things. You're going to be right up in the front of them, and then the timer comes off cooldown, and the bro Predacite just goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mode. That one you can't see around the corner. AI. Play. There is no marker on the minimap. There is no sound effect to let you know he's done it. Nothing like that. The only giveaway is that faint little symbol above their head. You can't even change the colour of the symbol. My energy colour... if I do this, you can see my energy colour there. You see my energy colour if I do this. It's red. Oops, I've done procs everywhere. This symbol, it blends in with so much stuff. It is painfully hard to see, and you've got 12 seconds to find it. If you find it late, it doesn't actually do the explosion. It all comes down to just that one mark. The only way to figure it out is to go hunt it down. Now I can demonstrate this in action in a proper Steel Path mission. Sevagoth is not an ideal frame for this kind of playstyle, so I won't be using them for this. You'll have to forgive me on that one. But I will show that you can use this in a proper mission. Let's demonstrate with Loki because we can stand around a bit more. We've got my Loki build with the mecha pieces on. That is already suitable. We'll stick with Dread, Akjagara, Cronin. These weapons are ideal for this because they have very high slash, very high status. In the case of Cronin, we get there thanks to Weeping Wounds, but we still have plenty of status to work with. You don't even need Viral. Viral helps immensely, but you don't need a Viral. So let's go into solo so no one, public or otherwise, messes this up. Let's go down to E Prime. I like the scenery there. Let's go E Prime. Here we are then. Okay. I'm going to start using the bow, in fact. Oh, laggy bit. There we are. He's marked the one in front this time. That's very useful for us. Don't stagger. There we go. Got the slash. And then they're dead. But it's only a 30-meter range. So now we have to deal with these guys. They were pretty strong, actually. That finisher didn't kill him. Because I don't have combo. Now we can see the mark over there, so I want to switch target to him. We got the slash. He explodes. These guys get slash, and they explode. Or rather, they just die. And that one dies. And the one up there dies. And the one round through there died as well, because they were within 30 meters. You see, it's a slow mini nuke. It's by no means the absolute best meta, but at the same time, it's still pretty damn powerful. I'm going to get myself a little bit of extra damage and status and crits, all that stuff, from some combo, because we're going to need that to do it with Cronin as well. Woke up again, so Norm rips my face off. Now, somewhere around here... Oh, there he is. We know there's got to be one mark, because it's been time. Ah, yep, there we go. Get the kills, get the kills. Everything in 30 meters, wrecked. Unless it's an Ox. But now there's a lot of enemies. Where's our marked target? Oh, there it is. Ooh, it's one of these guys. These guys are really easy to kill, unfortunately. That is a problem. But we killed him with the slash proc, so he dies, and everything else nearby dies. If you kill them through normal damage without getting your necessary procs into place, then nothing happens. The damage doesn't spread, only the procs. So if you come with, say, the Foreman and just take their head off, you've wasted it. It's nothing. Hello, Veloself. Oh, there we go. We got the slash. Can I get another on him? Yes, I can. Good. But that's too long. It took me too long to find him, so we need to go to this one. Yep. Don't find me, don't find me, don't find me. Oh, alright, I'm gonna melee him. There should be enough slash, and yep, there we go. New Warframe and new hair? Absolutely, yep. So the new Warframe, I'm not showing it right now, but I will do shortly. As for hair, well, there we go. Oh, no, I did it wrong. Ha! I'm an idiot. Don't even know my own thing. There we go. I have finally got around to the haircut because the restrictions in the UK have been lifted, at least enough to let me get a haircut. Oh, the Nox is marked. Is there anyone nearby? No, there isn't. Well, that's a shame. let's find another cluster and hopefully a marked enemy in that cluster. There's only 2 enemies here. Oh, there's a few more around. He's marked. I heard the slash. He's dead. He's dead. These guys are dying. They're all dead. 1 arrow, steel path, Loki. Loki? And they're all dead. Let's see who is marked next. Ooh. Don't get discovered. That would be bad. Here's the downside, finding the mark, because if I just start attacking one of them, it's no good. Like, yeah, sure, I'm attacking her, but nothing's happening. She dies. There's one. Flash proc, and he's dead as well. New mark. Don't mind if I do. Oh, he must have had an old mark. Alright. The mark doesn't vanish if it's out of time, which is really weird, probably a bug. Oh, he didn't get a slash proc. Well, that was a wasted one. I'm just going to kill these guys normally. There's no point having them now. So it's not the most reliable. There we go. That's going to kill them. And them. Possibly them as well. Yep, there we go. You got a haircut after making your new driving license? Do you have a gamepad picture on your license for the next 5 years? Oh dear. Oh dear, no. Don't you know you're supposed to have your best ever look on the license? So that every time you go to the barbers, just say, remake that for me, mate. Best way to do it. Therefore, I didn't do it because I'm an idiot. And I have what looks like a child's pick. I'd show you, but I don't want to show you guys my license. Come off it now. There's a lot of stuff on there I don't want to be showing. Alright, he's not got a mark. I want someone with a mark. I want to see this happen again. I want more procs. There we go. That's one with a mark. I think it just spawned as well. That's him dead. That's him dead. Him dead. That one's out of range. We'll just kill the scorpion normally. Now you just look like a younger caveman. Well, fair enough then. It's not too different, is it? I'll probably congratulate you on losing weight or something, not realising the truth. You look awful in your driver's license? I think that's a requirement, to be quite honest. Like, they can only let a few people get away with a decent looking driver's license. Everyone else has to look like shit. It's just the rules. I've been going at this very slowly, waiting for the marks. Realistically, the way you want to be working with this is just treat the mission like normal. But if you see a mark, make a beeline for that enemy, and you can wipe out an entire room. I'm just checking any marks. No, didn't see any very quickly. I'm just going to get some kills. Oh, but I must have hit one who got marked, because now there's slash procs. And you see, he's dying. He's a lot weaker than what I just hit, and he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. That's an Xmas unit that just died. This one's marked, cool, which is going to spread it over here. So if you just do the mission normally, you can absolutely just clear through it as you would. But then every now and then you get a room clear on top of it. But that's where the anti-synergy comes in. Most people will not be relying on slash procs for most of their ordinary kills. They won't be. It's just not what you're doing. So what that means is that... I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So what that means is that if you get the mark appearing on random enemies, most of the time your teammates are just going to obliterate them and then it's a waste. Can you explain how the Mark for Death works? Your last hit becomes AoE. So this is not Mark for Death, this is the Kubro set. It's the Mecha set, I should say, on Kubros. This isn't marked for death. One of you guys has my mark. Is it you or is it you? There we go. Nope, it was neither of them. Ow! Come on, where's the mark? Where's the mark? Mark's gotta spawn. Oh, it's on him? Well, that's no good, is it? Oh, no, don't silence. Don't silence. No, 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 no. Alright, well, this is going to run out on him anyway, so... Oh, he's remarked the Kubro. So I can use that to spread some slash over. If I kill it. Oh, now it's on the Nox. Well, the Nox is easier to kill than the Violence. So if I do that... Hey! Do you see that? I killed the Nox, and it killed the Acolyte for me. Because the slash carries over. And multiplies. That's what I was looking for to kill that Acolyte with. But it, of course, had to put it on the bloody Acolyte, didn't it? But yeah, Mark for Death, that is a Helminth ability, which works off damage rather than proc transference. And it only works off a single instance of damage. The mecha set is what's making this happen. Yeah, you're very right there, aren't you? If I just open this up again for y'all. So yeah, this full set together, you kill the marked target, it takes every single status, puts them on everyone. So that means your gas, your electric, your fire, your toxin, and your slash all start dealing the damage to everyone nearby. Every enemy, of course. On top of that, if you've got things like viral procs, corrosive procs, yep, they spread out. But it is very, very, very solo-centric. If you're in a squad that is not focusing on having loads of status procs everywhere, yeah, it doesn't work out. One thing I haven't tested yet is if killing the target means I have to kill them, or anyone in the squad can kill them. That's something I still need to test. See if there's any way to reliably make it happen in a squad. I also want to test everyone having this aura, and seeing if we can make even more happen there. That's some stuff I'm going to be testing off stream, because that gets very, very grindy to test it out, to be quite honest. I get very methodical. That's how I can bring you the videos I do. Just pure method. So, let's get back to Sevagothing. That's what today is all about, really. I mean, the mecha set is awesome, but Sevagoth is also awesome. Look at that beautiful Prince of, well, Undeath, I suppose. Of shadow forming. What do you guys think on the light and dark approach I've gone for as well? We've got the bright one. I'm definitely sticking with this. The nice, bright and yet somewhat, somewhat expired grey tones, and then we've got that crimson on the metallic channel, just to really beef up the appearance. And then I've gone for, on this side, we've gone for black and grey together there. I've gone for black and grey rather than all black. I feel like it just adds a bit more texture to it, whilst keeping that crimson theme. And then on the emissive here, I've actually gone, if I just go appearance, I've gone for a red and purple. That extra purple just adds that bit of vitality to the inside of the spine, and you can see it on the claws as well. Yep, stop shaking them. You can see it on the claws as well. These veins here have that purple tint to them. Just adds that little bit more finesse to it, I think. Looks nice. Second form looks like Nocturne from LoL. I have no idea anything about that, so I will take your word for that time. Absolutely. Alright, let's switch back to some more reliable weaponry. We got the Foreman. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Seal Path Foreman. Reason being, I'm still going to have Human equipped. So while Sevagoth doesn't have the mecha set, we'll still be able to get some mecha procs. Maybe. But yeah, I'm still not wholly sold on this idea, but running the hyper-efficient build could work out for us. We'll give it a try. We need to get back to leveling though, so Evo, if you'd like to join in, I can absolutely invite you in once more on that, although I see you're offline. Never mind. If anyone else would like to join in, we're going to go over to Hydron for a little bit of leveling. Not on Steel Path, no, thank you. This isn't yet ready for Steel Path, I don't think. Need to do some work on that. So if you'd like to join in on that, let me know. I'll invite you in. Evo's already here. Oh, okay. Give you guys a moment on that. And of course, as well, if you're not offline? Oh, it looked like you were. Maybe I just didn't see your name. Do remember as well, if you are enjoying the channel, make sure you hit the follow button. And if you want to support as well, go for that subscribe button. Every single subscription helps me bring a little bit more to this channel, because of course half of it goes to Twitch, half goes to myself. But if you got Twitch Prime, you don't have to pay for it. You get a free subscription. So why not? Why not? Oh, awesome! You got the final Mirage part. That's nice. You have yourself a very powerful and a nice looking frame at the same time, which is a good one. If you haven't yet, make sure you get the Augment Explosive Legerdemain, because that opens up a whole different kind of playstyle for Mirage, which is very powerful. Very powerful. It falls off outside of Star Chart levels, but prior to that, it's amazing. And after Star Chart, it's great for condition overload stacking, so, you know, it still works. And yes, of course, I'm using Cronin Prime because Cronin is just an amazing weapon. You know, why wouldn't I? Oh, they're dead. Trying to get the charge up to be able to activate the fourth ability. Oh, that Scorpion wants to survive? Well, no, you're not allowed. It does seem to me that it does take a bit, like a fair amount actually, to charge up the fourth ability, so yeah, I'll work with it. Will indeed work with it. Just going to finish off that tea there. Ah, much better. Needed that. Throat was getting a bit tickly. Come on, enemies, where are you all? I keep trying to get to them, they keep dying, god damn it. Evo is extremely effective at what they do. I think this is Evo's doing, anyway. Yep, Evo, with a little bit of time as well, actually, of course. Makes sense. Oh, no need to be sorry. I brought you here to help me level. If I can show off Sevagoth in the process, nice, but we need to level up at the moment. Ah, there's enemies. Ah, nope. Even with a slam attack, I cannot get there quick enough. Oh dear. What if I shoot across? Yeah, there we go. Blame Time Reaper? I'm blaming you both. You're both doing good damage. I, however, am not. Is there an enemy waiting somewhere? Oh no, they're on its way 4 now, okay. That is a nice surge forwards they can do as well. Yeah, it costs you energy to do that, but yeah, it's still nice. Oh, Time Reaper has left the squad. You okay there, Time? So, nah, I'm not taking this blame. I'm out of here. Screw you guys. Alright then. I know that's not actually what happened, but it's what I'm going with. And we're about to run out of ghost form. There we are. Let's gain back some more of this. Charging up the ghost form again. How we look on the claws? Claws of 15. We need to do more. This was a lot faster when I still had that affinity booster, but I can't get another affinity booster just for 15 levels. Not doing it. All right, Beard. You take care then. Have a good walk. We'll see you again next time, mate. See you again next time.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
Let's have a ganders. There we go. Let's get some more of these peeps. Oh, we are charged. We can get a little bit more charged. I'm going to do that first. Just get a little bit more. There it is. Now we're at full charge. Let's swap into this form. He had the effect on him. Oh well. We spread an impact proc to everything within like 15 meters, so it doesn't really matter. The mecha set is functionally useless unless you have all 4 mods. And like I said earlier as well, in a squad like this, you can't rely on it doing all that much. Roll primary for next mission? Okay, Beard. We'll absolutely roll the primary for the next mission. We'll switch away, almost certainly anyway, from the foreman. In fact, if it rolls the foreman, I'll roll it again. Just to make sure we get some variety. Just for you. Once we're out of this mission, which, is it me or am I not gaining much XP on my Shadow Claws? That's weird. I should be a lot higher than 16,000 XP right now. Let's see, I kill him. 16,151. No. I can get that kill. I think I did. Still 16,151. If I switch back form... 16,222... Okay, wow, that feels like a bug to me. Shadow Claws is not gaining affinity from your allies whilst you are using Shadow Form. Ah, well that would go some way to explaining why this is taking so long. Yeah, I've not got a good explanation for that. Has anyone else got an explanation for why that's a thing? I have not. That's actually quite annoying. That is honestly a little bit scary of a ghost. It's like, oh, gently drift. Nah, streaking speed demon. It's like operator ramps. I thought operator ramps, you level them up whilst you're in operator form. But this one, I'm only gaining the XP from you guys if I'm not in the shadow form. But it's the Shadow's Claws. So it's the opposite way around. You'd think you'd have to be in shadow form if there was any kind of restriction. But here, I'm in not shadow form and I'm gaining the XP on the claws. It's the same. Now just wait 84 hours till last part and the frame itself is done. I mean, you can rush them if that's a long time for you there. So you can absolutely rush them, although I might not recommend that. Indulge yourself in something else in the meantime. Gather yourself some resources. Earn yourself the explosive legerdemain mod. Go punch a ghost in the face, I don't know. Guess you'll rush the 72 hours? I'm going to dip out on this one, Evo. Let's roll the primary weapon. Yeah, there's plenty to do in this game. You don't have to focus on just the frame that's building. Excuse me. And that's the thing, like, if you do focus on one thing in this game, the grind will seem a lot harder, it'll seem a lot longer, and you'll find a number of times where you just sat waiting. If you spread it out, do multiple different things, it whizzes by. There's so much to do in this game, there's really no point focusing on one specific thing that hard. Not effective. What is going to be effective is this next primary weapon. We know it's going to be amazing. I'm absolutely certain it's going to be amazing. That's why it's going to happen. So let's grab the spinner for it. Let's open up our potato primary list. There we go. This we have here is a spinner with all of the weapons I have that have a Orokin catalyst in it, and I'm able to go into the primary weapon slot. Got things like Catch Moon, we got Rubico Prime, we got Rattleguts, etc, etc, etc. Let's have a look. Is this saying, I'm surprised how good the slowest bounties are for farming Axii. Yeah, they can be pretty nice. I think you get some relics there that don't spawn in most other places. I think they only spawn in the void otherwise. So, yeah, they can be a very good place for getting some Axies. Let's see what primary weapon I'm going to be using now. It's going to be, not a bad one. Tenora Prime. Okay, then. One of the more recent weapons released into the game. I can absolutely do that. Tenora Prime is the one of choice. Okay. Here we go. They're saying get an average of 2 Axie per mission. That's a decent rate, decent. If you really want to farm Axie Relics though, high level disruption smashes it. I believe it is Kelpie on Sedna, and I want to say Plato on Lua, but I'm not sure if that's the right mission. But it's the 2 disruption missions, Sedna and Lua. They will give you loads of Axie Relics. And if you've got a dedicated squad to properly farm it, you can do well. Alright, let's just check, make sure I have got an actual build on here. Yes, I have, that's fine. Alright, let's do it. Oh, you do the missions for the Solaris standing. Oh, well, fair enough then, absolutely. I've done a lot of my standing gain there just from buying the debt bonds from Ticker over time, because I have plenty of other resources. But yeah, absolutely, that's a nice side gain to have alongside it. What has just got into my eye? Oh, there we go. I don't know where that came from. Alright, Evo, let's get cracking. Or rather, let's get leveling. We're not relic cracking right now, that was yesterday. Let's just move that mug over to the side. Because I finished 1 cup of tea, time to move on to the 2nd cup of tea. Ah, oh, that's a nice fresh cup of tea right there. In case you're wondering, yes, I am a wizard. I do just make fresh cups of tea appear right next to me. Definitely wasn't handed to me a couple minutes ago. Pop, pop. Oh, that's not a thing. Pop. Oh, hello. Thank you. And pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop. No. Yeah, the disruption farm for relics is just relics, pretty much. There's not a lot else you can get from them. Not a lot else that you want to get from them, anyway. You get some just by-the-by resources, but nah. Alright, let's use this ability for a bit. As I understand, this should also charge up my... what's it? 4th ability? At least that's my understanding. I don't know if I have to get the kills or just kills in the area. I think I have to. Which does make it a bit less effective. No, that's not charging it at all, is it? That's not charging it at all. Relics you prefer to open in a void. You get an average of 1 relic per open relic. Oh, I mean, that's one way of doing it. I'll be honest, I have more relics than I know what to do with. I've got relics for days. Because it would actually take me days to open them all. Let me think. What's one of the more common relics you can think of? Let's have... let's pop this into clan chat because let's not mess up the squad. Lith C4. That feels like a common one. I've got 53 just as C4s. I mean, that's not going to be quick to open. That is not going to be quick to open at all. And that's just 1 relic. So, I don't mind doing them not in the void. Lith P5 you have the most? Let me have a look. Lith P5... 38, yeah. C4's vaulted? Oh, I know. I got so many of these when I was running... I can't remember what mission it was. I think it was Lith on Earth, in fact. I was running so many of them as a newer player that I've got that many relics. After all this time, I've still not managed to clear through them. I farmed them as a newer player. Let that sink in. I found them along the way as just testing things out in a very low level defense mission, just playing God for a bit. I still have over 50. So, yeah. I've got hundreds upon hundreds of relics. I have no way of opening those up in any reasonable amount of time. Most missions you can open up relics with just adds on yet more relics. Just sell them, they should go for about 10 plat a piece. No. No, 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 no. There's no way I'm going to get 10 plat per relic for those ones. They're not that vaulted. This ain't Loki. Let's have a quick look there. C4 relic. Burston Prime, basically worthless. Former Blueprint, basically worthless. Paris Prime lower limb, definitely worthless. Braton Prime, worthless. Orders Prime, not sure. Roman Prime Neuroptics, valuable. Except everyone and their dog has had these relics. So, worthless. How are we doing? Rank 20, need to go for more.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? Keep fighting. Another opportunity.
Whilst this mission loads, I'm actually going to quickly check. Warframe Market, Lith C4. Let's have a quick ganders. Lith C4. Only if you didn't start playing recently? Oh, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, there are some people selling them for 1 plat on Warframe Market intact already. 1 plat is a lot less than 10. That's the lowest price they can put down there. And you could almost certainly haggle that down. Oh, we appear to have an invasion. Alright, let's clear that up. Much better. Now I have 26% of the damage done. But yeah, with things like those relics, there's going to be plenty of people who have started playing recently or just not done a lot until it got vaulted. And yeah, sure, they're not going to have the relics. They'll pick up parts from the market. Because that well beats opening up those relics, buying and opening up those relics. Seriously does. Ah, you've got my curiosity again. I'm going to check. Chroma Prime Neuroptics. I'm going to have to check the price. It's 12 plat. 12 platinum. So if you bought the relics at 1 plat a piece, radiant them all the way up, to give yourself that 10% drop chance on the Neuroptics each time, you got yourself 10 of those relics using up 1,000 Void Traces, and you have, on average, 1 of those Neuroptics. You've spent 10 platinum for a 12 plat item. You've got 9 other items along the way of varying levels of value, from 1 to 2 plat, if you can even sell them. Is the Burston as bad as it feels if I use it? If it use it? Oh. The Burston's not a good weapon. Burston Prime is not a good weapon. It can do bits, but it is outclassed in basically every way by other things. There's a very good reason you don't see the Burston Prime being used, and that's because it's not good. Yeah. It's not as bad as the basic Burston, it's not as bad as, say, something like the Paris Mark 1 or something stupid like that. It's a prime weapon. Prime weapons still get the job done, but very badly in this case. Let's clear the area. Then I'll quickly have a look at the stats for you. Yeah. Burston Prime. There we go. That's the one. Yeah, base 18% crit chance, below average crit multiplier, good status, decent fire rate, low damage. Prime Burston is the best version of the Burston? Yeah, absolutely. You see, with those crits and status stats, it's not the worst. And therefore it's MR12. MR bloody 12. You can get the Foreman at MR8. MR12 for the Burston Prime, but whilst it's as good as the Burston is ever going to get, it's also not good. Too bad there's no Foreman Prime yet? Yeah, we're going to be waiting until Wisp Prime for that. That's a time away. And as and when it comes out, ooh, I think by the time we get to Foreman Prime, there's going to have been Foreman nerfs. Let's be realistic about this. I will be surprised if there's not any kind of nerf whatsoever to the Foreman before Foreman Prime comes out. That's quite an amount of time for just any Foreman nerf to come into play. Because Foreman's a damn good weapon. It's solidly good, and DE have a habit of nerfing things that are good. Unless it's the Ignis Wraith. They don't touch that one at all for some reason. Oh, we got the explosion on that. That was nice. Unfortunately, there was no one to hit it with. How are we doing? Rank 24. I need to do more.
Is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
We're running short on players, actually, Evo, so we'll get a new squad. More players, more enemies. And whatever got into my eye has really irritated it. Yikes. Oh, that's still a nice cup of tea. But now you use Yakuza Carrick with high status chance. Well, fair enough. Yeah, let's have a look. I own the Burst and Prime. Let's see. Has it got a potato? It has not. Wow, that's how little I've used it. It's got 22 drains worth of mods on it, which means that I used this when I was MR22. I was MR22, I leveled it up, and never looked back. Formula is good, but not in the top most used weapons. I thought it was in the top. Not the very, very top, but it was in the top. Let's have a look. Let me grab the screen for this. I do that. Is it going to work correctly this time? Yes, it is. Cool. Most used weapons Warframe. We don't want Overframe or anything like that. 2020 stats Warframe. That's the one we want. Primary weapons. All mastery ranks. Yeah, there we go. The Foreman's right up there. Strangely enough, it's behind Rubico Prime, but that's... I'm going to imagine that's somewhat inflated by, what's it called? By Eidolons. You got Exceltra, that's understandable. It had, I think it had a little bit of a nerf, but still, it's a very good weapon. You've got Kuva Brahma, obviously. Ignis Wraith, it's just a go-to weapon for a lot of people, but it's right the way up there. If we put this heat map per mastery rank, so we see our usages here, so you see the Amprex kind of comes online and then vegs off. The Foreman gets picked up here. It gets dropped off quite significantly, which is very surprising to me. It peaks around MR10. Whereas if we go to the Kuva Brahma usually comes online around about here. And for some reason got to peak at 28. I think this is because a lot of people were locked at 28 when these stats came in. MR29 and 30 were more recent in the... well, they came out during 2020. So that's why you're getting this peak at 28. A lot of people got stopped there. If we go down to Rubico Prime then... Where are you? There you are. You see, this one comes online and it stays pretty solid for quite a number of MRs. Because, of course, it's good for... well, not really MR restricted content. I'm surprised that the Foreman falls off like it does, because it's a very, very, very good weapon. I've really got something in my eye. I'm sorry, this hurts, actually. This actually hurts. Ow. Is this the day I lose my eyesight, chat? That really stings. I think I might have got a fragment of hair in my eye. That would really hurt. Now that could explain this. I think it was, yeah. Ah, that's gonna sting. Alright, well, there's that. Let's have a look at this. I'm curious. PC versus the others. Just got it out, Islis. Just saw it on my finger there. It was a little bit of hair, it looks like. My haircut. Great. Ah, that's really stinging. Ah. Assault rifles tend to get dropped in later MR. They do, yes. But I'm only looking at the primary weapons here, so that's the curious bit. Now we see on PC 4.33, PlayStation, Foreman. Oh, Foreman comes above the Rubico on PlayStation. That is interesting to note. On Xbox, yeah, it's above the Rubico. Nintendo Switch, Foreman again up. The Ignis Wraith comes down a bit on Nintendo Switch. That's because of the lack of availability there. You're researching the Amprex at the moment? Oh yeah, Amprex is a nice one. Amprex is a very nice one. But yeah, on all platforms, the Foreman ranks pretty highly. It ranks ever so slightly lower on PC, and that's going to come down to the fact of Rubico Prime's usability and overall acquisition has been better on PC. But yeah, the Foreman is right the way up there. Now the Kuba Bremer got nerfed. The Ignis Wraith is completely overrated. The Exceltra, I think that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that one also got a bit of a nerf. And Rubico Prime, it's specialist, it's not going to get touched. That leaves the Foreman in line for a potential nerf, I'll be quite honest with you, it does. Absolutely does. Alright guys, so, that's enough of peeking at stats. Let's get back into the game, shall we? That is definitely enough peeking at stats for the time. We're not going to use the Burst and Prime, we've confirmed. I have never needed to care about that one. Ignis is a flamethrower, no need to properly aim. Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons. It's also got actually a fair amount of status, give it credit where credit's due. Fire status no less, heat status I should say. That's a good one to have. It also has an insane amount of ammo. So you can just fire and just keep mowing down. Whereas something like the Foreman, a lot of people I know do get frustrated with the fact you have 6 shots and then it reloads on its own. I don't find myself too limited by that, but some people do, so fair enough. Let's get back to ranking this up. We need these Shadow Claws all the way up to that 30 again, so we can get messing around with some more builds on that. Let's have a little bit more of a leveling. Let's mix it up. Let's go to Sanctuary Onslaught. Why not? Why not? We'll take Evo with the Sarin over there. We'll make 3 people's day, mine included. That Octavia, oh, they're going to have a good time. Ignis Wraith. Oh, okay, fair enough. Not everyone's going to be a disciple of the faith of the almighty Foreman. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Who else we got? We got a Mesa Prime. Oh, they're here for what's it called? They're here to get focus. Nice. That Mesa is going to be helping you out, complementing Saren, in fact. That's good. That's very good. That means I can really sit back and do not much. We'll make this thing fly around. Not very helpful, but I did it. Mesa or Nezha? Oh, it's Mesa. It's definitely Mesa. My instinct is to start casting abilities like I'm Lavos because I'm so used to that, but I am definitely not Lavos. They sound similar. Mesa, Nezha. I wouldn't say they're that similar, to be quite honest, but fair enough. Could be an accent thing. Mesa, Nezha. I am fully charged on this ability, but I'm not going to use my 4th because we already learned that defeats the purpose of leveling my Shadow Claws. So let's not do that. Although, no, I'm going to do it quickly, just to check in case it was a bug. We're at 5329. Let's wait for a bit of XP to happen all around. Yeah, still 5329. So it is blocking us from gaining the shared affinity from other people's kills, and that's just stupid. At least it's blocking it from going to the exalted weapon, which is stupid. In German, they sound similar in German. Ah, fair enough. I'll be honest, I don't know how you pronounce Mesa and Nezha in German. Whether you got different names or not for them, so I'll just take your word for it. Oh, we got slash proc that can be shared, but of course very little range because we're not built for it. I'm definitely going to be doing more testing with the mecha set. I'll be quite honest, I'm actually more excited to look into doing more testing with the mecha set than I am with Sevagoth. I'm not all that enthralled by his setup. Lavos I took some getting used to, so there could be some hidden elements that are going to make me enjoy it more. I really like Lavos' kit, and I've come to look at the mecha set as some great opportunities there, but I'm not feeling it so far with Sevagoth. I'm really not. How are we doing? Rank 25. Okay, we've got some more of this to do. It occurs to me I need to be rank 30 in frame. Not everything's going to Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. I could have taken this to Elite. Alright, we'll dip after this round then. That's probably actually a better idea. If that's okay with you, Evo, because you're the one carrying me, do you think you can use your build in Elite? Heyo, dog. How is Sestori? Oh, how is Sevagoth? Sevagoth's interesting. I've still got some more testing to do and to figure out the best gameplay loop. So far they seem capable, but at the same time, I'm missing bits. I'm definitely missing bits in making them work properly. At least with regards to their shadow form. And you're good for ESO? Excellent, Evo. Right, well, after this round we'll dip out then and go ESO instead. Because I'm not getting a lot of XP here. I will also switch off Naramon onto Vazarin, because I keep on going out of range. I'll get Vazarin to help out with that. We are still gaining XP, aren't we? Yeah, we're still getting XP. Good, good. I was going to say. I know that I'm not gaining XP on the claws whilst I am meleeing. Like this. Or at least I'm not getting the XP from my kills. That's okay, because, you know, I'm contributing to everyone else, and that's what you're supposed to do here. Not just sit in a corner and do nothing like some people do. It's because those are infested? Oh yeah, they give very little. Aren't ability kills better for leveling frames? They are, if you can kill faster than a Sarin. If you can kill twice as fast with your weapons than you can with your frame, then it's better to use your weapons. And if your friend can kill 4 times as fast as you can, then it's better to have their kills do it. I mean, realistically, you should be trying to get kills whilst they're also getting kills, but the point still stands. I can absolutely get more kills with the Cronin than I can with the abilities from Sevagoth. At least at this stage. Add on to the fact that if I switch into Sevagoth's 4th form, I no longer pick up the XP from Evo. And that's just no good at all. Alright, so we'll be dipping out at this point. We did go up 1 rank, but we are making teeny tiny bit of progress. Yeah, we absolutely need to go to ESO. We'll just let those guys carry on and do their own thing. We are popping on out of here. And I'm host, so I wish them all the best. They're going to get host migrated. Oh no. Dog saying normally uses Rest and Rage or Thermal Sunder for frames. Yeah, I mean that certainly works well. I had an affinity booster earlier today, so when I was leveling up the stuff there, it's honestly quick enough to do it without Rest and Rage or Thermal Sunder. Just wasn't worth the hassle to me. That way I could still try and use the full kit, learn it as I went. But yeah, absolutely right. A lot of the time, Rest and Rage is a very good approach, you know, getting those stealth kills. And just quickly switch focus school to Vazarin. Those of you unaware, that is simply for this here. Increases affinity radius by 25 meters. That's a 50% buff. That increases the likelihood I'm going to be picking up all of the XP that Evo is creating, which is a nice thing. Let's get cracking with that. Like saying, can get 282.3% crit with my Venka no combo. That's quite nice. That is a lot of crit with no combo. Wow. That is a lot of crit. With Riven? Oh, it's got to be with a Riven. Got to be. Oh, there we go. The portal wasn't exactly rendering in. That was a bit weird. I am host though, so not sure. Oh, it's infested on this one as well. Great. Alright, well. That's just a thing we'll deal with. Just pop down these abilities. Use that to give these guys Damage vulnerability. I think that's how it works. Not that it needs it, really. Dog's got 194.5% crit, 155% damage, and minus 19% corpus on a Venka Riven. Ooh, that is a spicy Riven. That is a spicy one. Spicy is a good thing in this case. Damn. Two very strong positives and a completely forgettable negative. Hell yeah. I think about the only thing I would want on that instead of the plus damage would be crit damage. Just because crit damage scales so nice and you can get plus damage from a number of other sources anyway. But overall, damn! 13 times combo, heavy as a 540% crit chance. A guaranteed 5th tier crit with a 40% chance of a 6th tier. That's unfair. Wow. I mean, if you pair that with a little bit of combo efficiency as well, I mean, that can get really saucy. But I imagine for that, you wouldn't want to go for the heavy attacks. You just go with normal attacks and just enjoy the hell out of that. That is spicy. I don't think I have Rivens quite that spicy. I mean, I've got the Comac one, which is a pretty nice one, but it's not that spicy. Use Warcry Loki. Fair do, fair do. How are we looking? I'm on 28 on the claws. That's the infested for you. Makes it take a while. Although this meat grinder ability or motion is very nice. Perfect as a stat stick for Korra. Oh, I'd imagine, yes. Oh, those crits. Ooh. Very nice at that point, yeah. Obviously the basis stats on Venka though don't matter, it's just the Riven that's doing the magic there for you. Well, the Riven and the other mods, but the point is how high it goes on Venka doesn't matter. If you have those same numbers available for you on, say, the Heat Sword, it will be just as effective, not counting the 13 times combo multiplier. That 13 times combo gives you... I forget the exact percentage, but it raises your stat stick damage bonus from 3.75 to 4 times. So it matters there, it's a slight damage increase. It doesn't give you any more crits, because the crit scaling from Blood Rush and Gladiators stop at the 12 times multiplier. But yeah, that's that. Should wait for delay. That's just the nature of stream, unfortunately, dog. Sometimes you will run up against a delay. We've had this conversation a few times, so you know it, I know it, but that delay is something we're just going to be living with until and unless we get to a stage where Twitch offers some transcoding to make it faster to get to yourself. At least I believe transcoding is what's going to help us out more than anything there. Because the more you watch a stream, if your internet's not able to keep up, the more little lags come in, and one or two things happens. Either your stream skips sections to catch up, or it falls behind by playing the bits that it was a little bit late in downloading, effectively. And there's not really a fix to that at this point in time, aside from having better internet on everyone's end. Mine should be good enough. I mean, some people have said they're having absolutely no delay at times, so yeah. No real fix. How are we looking? Max rank on the Shadow Claws. Excellent, time to use them. Scratchy, scratchy. I am here to heart. I cannot get these because there is a whirlwind going around. Yeah, we don't need to go through Evo, we can stop here. Oops, didn't mean to destroy that thing, but it's dead. A 13 times crit heavy does an average of 221 times more damage. Compared to what, dog? Compared to what? It's just saying, got the item from Sorty today. Yeah, that's a decent one to get. Another Renassa on the pile. Compared to no combo heavy. $221 times more damage. You've obviously got 13 times multiplier from... What's it called? Yeah, 13 times from the heavy attack itself, using up the combo. If you're getting 221, what we're looking at here, you're getting 17 multiplier from the crits. That makes sense, yeah, actually. Yeah, with those crit stats, that adds up. Alright, let's have a look at these claws. We need to finish the upgrading cycle on that once again. What bronze? I had a mod here and it fell off when I formed it. What was that mod? Does anyone remember? Oh, it was Spoiled Strike. I remember now. Spoiled Strike. Okay. Let's see. I'm currently running Primed Pressure Point. And to be quite honest, I feel like that's more preferable than... yeah, more preferable than Condition Overload, because the aim is to actually hit things so hard they die straight away, rather than having to hopefully try and scale status, especially as we can't use a secondary with this, because you know, we're in shadow form. So we can't apply status with something like the Nuka. I don't want to be looking at Condition Overload on that basis alone so far. Oops, they wanted to go 8. Ah, I didn't. So... not really sure here. I mean, I can put on Fever Strike, for example. Standard Fever Strike, and that does give us quite a difference. Let's compare that versus Spoiled Strike. What's the difference we get? Ah, yeah, would you look at that? Spoiled Strike is actually giving us a slightly lower bonus, whilst also losing us the attack speed. So yeah, Fever Strike is the better choice here. It doesn't benefit our slash, whereas Spoiled Strike does. So that is a thing. Overall, that does seem to give us more damage. And, I mean, more viral damage is not a bad thing. We can absolutely go with that. I'm wondering if Prime Reach is perhaps overstepping it at this stage. If we do that, we can upgrade another 45% damage like this. Losing the range, gaining 600 damage, was that? Oh no, about 450 damage. 470. Nah, I want the extra range. I want the extra range. Is there ever an appropriate time to use a slash mod on melee? Yes, there is. Not the lower slash mods. If I just go slash, do I have ones to check? Ooh. Yeah, I think these are ones. Let's check. Do I have all the impact ones? Yes, I do. Alright, here's a good example. So, we'll look at impact, but slash is the one you'd rather think about. You've got your basic impact mods, and the same goes for the others of puncture and slash, which give you 90%, just like with a standard mod here. And you see it's only 7 drain, but it's actually a bad idea, because in pretty much every single case, that 90%, once you take into account the damage split on your weapon, is going to be pathetic. However, there exist these 120% mods, taking that little bit higher. That 120% is more likely to work with your split. So say here we've got a split which is 50% slash. If this was a slash one rather than the impact one, that would be giving me effectively the same as a 60% elemental mod. Effectively. You've also got these mods, the Deimos ones, which give you 90% of damage and 60% status. They can be useful for swapping in versus, say, one of these ones, if again you have a high enough proportion. So on a weapon with 75% slash in its distribution, collision force, well, not collision force, the slash variant of it, which Dog says is buzzkill, that would give you effectively a 90% slash bonus. So that's on par then with something like Fever Strike. And if you have, say, full 90% slash, like the Nikana Prime, I think has that. Let me check. Nikana Prime. Yeah, Nikana Prime. So with this one here, 90% slash. Then the slash you get from, say, even just something like this is going to give you 81% slash, which is very, very close to what you're getting from an elemental mod like that. So in terms of pure damage, it gives you that there. It also increases the chance of you dealing a slash proc rather than something else like impact, puncture, or viral. It doesn't increase the slash damage on the slash proc though. Slash procs do not care for your physical and elemental mods ever. They just ignore them. So that is a downside. I'm not sure why DE have done it that way, because it makes it where you have more simple builds, but basically this kind of thing. But you can use that to increase the amount of slash chances you get. To that end, that's why things like adding on viral mods, like Virulent Scourge here towards viral, the plus 60% status chance is offset by also gaining plus 60% toxin. So you don't actually increase your status, your slash chance all that much. In fact, I don't think you increase it at all, even on this weapon. No, you don't. This is actually reducing the number of slash procs you deal. Funny to think about, isn't it? The plus status chance is reducing the number of slash procs you deal. It's a real funky way. Once you start adding in things like Northwind as well, they stack it even further against you. So if you put Northwind first and then this, technically that's giving you more slash than just Northwind. That's because Northwind's even more destructive. To your slash procs, that is. So, very long way of saying, yes, there are times to use a slash mod, but they are very few and far between. You have to know what the hell you're doing. I think I actually was using one on Dread. Oh, am I in the wrong slot? Yes, I am, that's why. Oh, no, I wasn't. I didn't have the space for it. But it's where I'd add it to scale away from the impact and puncture to make slash that bit more likely to happen. Evo saying, or you can add a rank 0, 60, 60. No, Evo, it doesn't work. Yeah, let me math this out for you. Let me, how am I going to do this? I'm going to open up a new tab. Let's go see in Chrome. We're going to do a little bit of math streaming now. We've got a few minutes. Let's do a little bit of math streaming. Let me just get you a new sheet. I'm going to briefly hide that one away, just because of how this works. There's some bits and pieces you don't need to see in here. There we go, let's go back to that. Alright then, let's make this nice and big. So say you got yourself a weapon which is 90% slash, 10% puncture. I don't think such a weapon exists, but this is a good example of a very high slash weapon. And say you got yourself a very simple 10% status chance, which means of your statuses, 90% of them will be slash, so that's 9% overall. And of your statuses, 1%, 10% of 10% will be 1% will be puncture. And of course you got the other 90% of the time is no status happens. That's how your weapon works unmodded. So now you add in your 60-60 mod. Okay? Your 60-60 mod, Toxin one, you've added in 60 damage, and your status is going to increase You've now got 16% status. I hope you guys can see this nice and clearly. Let me know if it's not clear enough for you. Now that 16% status is still split between the damage, but the damage is now a total of 160. So you still end up with effectively 9% of the time, 1% of the time, and 6% of the time. So you see, you've not actually made your slash any better. You've still got your total of 16% status happening, but it's split out the way. In effect, modding on the 60/60 mods doesn't make your slash outright worse, but it doesn't make it any better. And if you use a 15% mod instead, the way I've set this up is going to make this look weird, so let me just cut it out. If you use a 15% mod, this goes up to... that's going to be 11.5%. Don't round that off, thank you. So your 11.5 is now being split between 115 damage. That breaks down to 9, 1, and would you believe it, 1.5%. Don't round that off, thank you. Does that make sense, Evo? Your 60/60 mods, no matter how you put them on, will not improve or reduce your physical, or your innate procs, I should say. Not necessarily your physical, because if this was puncture and electric, the same would still be happening, although assuming your toxin electric somehow wasn't merging. Now say if you got the toxins 15/15, you've got an unranked 60/60 mod, and then you add on the normal toxin damage mod for plus 90, this becomes 105, but with no additional status chance gain, this formula changes. This is where I have to do the math. I can't do it in my head anymore, so I have to write it out. So this is equal to the chance of us getting a status proc multiplied by that damage divided by the sum of all the damages. You see, that brings you slash down to 5%. By adding on a unranked 60/60 toxin and then the full normal toxin mod, we actually lose 5? Yeah, it's exactly 5. We lose 4% of the slash, almost half it. And instead that gets transferred over to the toxin. I'm not going to do the math on that, that's a waste. I can't be bothered to do that math. Anyone have any questions on that, how that works out? Or does that make sense to everyone? Alright then, I think that makes sense to everyone. Excellent. Well, at that point there, that, I think, is basically all we got time for. No, we've got just a little bit left. So we're going to do... I think we'll do one final relic. Oh, Doc saying one question, when next math stream? When you guys ask, pretty much. Remember, I'm streaming for you guys, so if there's a bit that I can go into the detail of, I love doing the math in games. I'm weird like that. I don't know why it is. It's just a thing. I love digging into nitty-gritty math. Why do you think the videos I do exist? So if you guys want me to go into the math behind different bits, absolutely, yes. Let me know the bits you're stuck on. Let me know the bits you're curious about. If it's math that I actually know about, we'll smash it out on stream. If it's something I don't know how to do the math of, I might need to get back to you on that. Or maybe even make a video out of it. But absolutely, yeah. I will dive into math any day. That's my forte. Let's wrap this up then with one super quick relic mission, because we've done... well, we've done the Voidstorm ones, and they are, frankly, crap. I am not a fan of them at all. So let's do a stupidly fast capture. Dog's joining in. Good plan there, dog. Absolutely good plan. Let's... oh dear. Did Graham get vaulted? I can't remember if Graham got vaulted, so I'm going to upgrade this one. Just Why not? Venka does much more than expected, not 2 to 1, it's way higher. Well, fair enough there, dog. Fair enough. I'll be interested to see the total that you come to there. If you want to link your Venka build, we can figure out the math on that as well for you. I ain't shying away from any amount of it. I have the Venka Prime. I think I have the Venka Prime, so I could have a look there. Let's smash through this real quickly. Gram is vaulted. Awesome. Alright. Radiant vaulted relic. Here we go. Fingers crossed we get it. It's 10% chance. Which means it's a 1 in 10 chance. Funny that.
Happy hunting. There are void fissures in the area. Use these to crack open them.
You're sure you'll go higher on normal Venka? Why would it? Normal Venka's going to have lower crit stats.
None of the scanners have detected you. They're dropping reactant. Use it to crack open a relic.
No, I don't see any reason to go higher on normal Venka. None at all. Disposition maybe? Disposition can only go so far. The way crits work, their scaling is staggering.
Excellent work.
So I would be surprised if you could get it higher on normal Venka at all. You've also got to remember, Venka Prime has that extra multiplier, the 13 over the 12. That's not a small amount when it comes to heavy attacks. That adds up damn quick. Where is that other one? That's something around there. Getting stuck there is even more annoying. Come on, give me that, please. Thank you. Let's catch up with the group. Oh, and we've got all of the stuff we need, so it's leave time.
Finish the mission to find out what's inside.
Which way are we heading? Round here? There we go. I've completely neglected the abilities of Sevagoth this mission, I realise. That's because they're just not suitable for it. I need to really have a look at what Sevagoth is suitable for. Because I'm not feeling them too much right now. I need to get a feel for a frame to figure out what's best for them. I'm not feeling it at this point. Might just be a me thing, but I'm not feeling it. Well, we didn't get my one, but we did get a gold. That's still good for me. GG's. Talk about Venka, yeah. Speak of the devil, as they say. This is saying, somehow haven't found a decent burst weapon so far. I mean, I don't like burst weapons, so I'm not crying over that one. Let me think, burst weaponry, burst. No, there isn't really, is there? Don't both Venkas have 5 dispo? Well, we can easily check that. Let's go have a peek real quick. I know the stream's about to end, but let's have a peek. Prime's 205? Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't think it was that low. Not with the stats you were getting. Surely not. Oh yeah, 2 out of 5. Wow. Alright then, alright. Now if we just quickly dip out and re-look for normal Venka. Oh god, yeah, no, look at that, Tom. 15% crit chance, 2 times crit multiplier. You would be lucky to pull that back with stats. I mean, you need double. More than double the crit bonus to be able to make up that crit chance, and then you're still fighting the crit multiplier. Now, there's no way. There's no way you get a higher multiplier on standard Venka. Absolutely no way. Just saying, guess it's personal preference. Did military service with rifle, semi-burst, and auto. Real life, I think it will be different. I mean, I defer to your experience. I have 0 experience with real firearms. Never held one. In fact, the closest I have gotten to a real firearm was walking past the armed police when there was the risk of terror attacks in the city centre. the higher risk rather than normal. Let's have a look at that ribbon there. Yeah, this is showing me with the disposition taken into account. That is a spicy ribbon right there. Let's see. I'm just going to quickly math this up here. We've got 194.5% crit chance. 1.945. Multiply, add that on with the crit chance you get from Blood Rush, which is 660%. Add it on with the Gladiator set. Let's assume Dog has the entire Gladiator set, so that's another 6.6. You're getting 15.145 times your original crit chance, which is 32%, 0.32 times that. Would give you a crit chance of 4.84 for standard attacks. However, I forgot you've got the heavy attack is an extra 1.945 times the 0.32. So you've got a multiplier of 5.47. Yeah, I'm going to round that to 5.47 lots of crits on a heavy attack. You've got the crit multiplier of 2.6. Math is fun. In case you haven't guessed. Let me remind myself of the critical damage multipliers. You've got Gladiator Might for 60 and 90 there. It's 150. So that's 2.5 times this. Don't need to calculate. I can just get it to tell me. Gives you 6.5. And 6.5. And then we multiply that by the 13. So Dog, you should be getting a 462 multiplier on your heavy attacks at full combo if you're using the entire Gladiator set. 462 times what you would get if you had 0 combo, 0 critical mods. Yeah, 0 combo, 0 critical, and no critical hit. Roughly. Vaguely. I might be slightly off on the math there, actually, because I've done that very quickly on the calculator. I think I've actually made a mistake there, looking back on it. But we're at time. I am actually beginning to get a little bit on the weary side there, which is probably why I've just made a mistake on the math there. So ignore that number. That was wrong. I've definitely made a mistake. I just can't remember where. But that is where we are at for today. I'm going to stay off that Vega Prime build because if I look at that, I'm going to spend another few minutes digging into it. We are at our limit for today, but that means it is time for us to go have a look at raiding over to someone else. Let's have a quick look what streams are active at the moment, guys. Is there anyone in particular we want to raid over to? What is that bit of hell? Let's see, who do we want to give a bit of love to? You know what? A few different ones we could go to. Let's head on over to... I've never seen this one. Queen Misrule. Let's try that one. Oh, 2%? You want to go 2%, Nate? Alright, let's make a... let's have a show of hands. I'm not going to make a proper poll out of it. Do you want 2%, Nate? Or do you want Queen Misrule? 2% or a new stream? Who do you want to go to? Quickly. Because I'm going to be typing it in just seconds. Who do we want to go to? Which one? We've got obviously one vote on Floor Guy's side for 2%. Otherwise we're going Queen Misrule. Let's try new ones. We've got 50-50. Who's going to be our tiebreaker? Next person to message breaks the tie. Evo, that's not how you break a tie. Come on, I know you're there. You know, glad to help. Oh, thanks, Evo. Thanks, Evo. You know what? Just for that alone, Evo, I'm going to say you can either give us a choice or I take away the VIP. Come on, Evo. I'm forcing you into it. You want to be this ornery? You want to be like this? Make a choice or lose VIP. I'm doing it. You don't get to mess with me like that. No. Not having it today. You gave me Zephyr at the start of a Sevagoth stream. You're picking. Well, bye-bye Diamond. All right, call my bluff then. All right. Un-VIP. Evo Shady. It's typed in. Last chance. You're making me do this. I'm not doing it to you. You're doing it to me. Alright. Fair enough then. Very doozy. You want to be like that? It's done. You have lost your link privileges. We're gonna go for the new stream then. Let's do it. Let's go for new stream. You can still see it. We can't. It's gone. Absolutely gone. I'm a man of my word, Evo. I don't bluff these things. I'm a man of my word. But that is all we got time for, so let's give a raid on over to a new stream, say hi to another part of the community, and that is all for today. See you again Friday. Bye!